other one that he had on there, nacho cheese Doritos or something like that. Like, it was a bizarre night for Jay Binkley last night, huh?
Yep. Top text on the text line says chili cheese Fritos.
There you go.
Scroll down a little bit. Busch Light and Bink at night, baby.
Yeah, that's a combination.
Bink, having another Coors Light. Cheers, boys. And then LOL, no D picks on the text line. Noted. Checks out.
Yeah, gotta love what Bink was talking about. So we'll find out coming up at 6:45 what the hell was going on here last night on the airwaves. I was listening to Jay Binkley for a little bit last night as I was kind of driving around doing my thing and listening to him kind of talk Chiefs, get ready for this game, get ready for college football. He was actually last night, Dusty, and I know you'll appreciate this. He was talking draft last night.
Oh.
Yeah, he's ready to go because the new Character Concerns podcast drops this week, right? And so
Today.
he was talking about the draft and what he thinks that the Chiefs are going to potentially need and where they're going to go in the upcoming NFL draft that is in April. So,
yeah. Remember this?
Second down. Denver inside their one. Elway is under center. Now he pulls away again. His hands on his hips. He looks back at Gordon McCarter, the referee, and said, hey, what gives?
Again, I have asked the defense to help lower the crowd noise. Any further crowd noise problem will result in a charged timeout against Kansas City. Thank you for your cooperation.
It's like, why
you for your
poke the bear?
cooperation.
Yeah, but why poke the bear in that situation if you're John Elway? Do you think people are going to quiet down in Kansas City when you go to the referee and complain it's too loud?
Because that's what John Elway could do.
Yeah, but he
was
couldn't.
that guy.
He wasn't, though, in Kansas City. You can't get the crowd to shut up. And, of course, when you go and say the crowd's too loud, what is the crowd going to do? We're all there. We're all mob mentality, right? You get louder. You get yelling, screaming, fired up even more. And so it just got worse for John Elway. We've never seen anything, like that ever since. So
It just got worse for Denver.
yeah.
Dante Hall backing up to the 8-yard line. Dancing. Middlebrooks can't get him. Now he's back inside the 5, but finds a seam. He's gone. He's got the kick.
He's gone.
And that's more. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching something that has never happened before in the National Football League. 7 returns for a touchdown in 10 games. Incredible.
Talk about a stat you won't ever see anymore.
Yeah, no
7
doubt.
returns in 10 games,
Yeah.
an NFL record.
I mean, that was crazy.
And then you had this.
3rd and 5. Kelsey's in man on the drag. Here comes Von Miller. Oh, how did he pull that off? He got it to Hill, and they've got a first down. Joe, are you kidding me? Wow. I mean, this guy is incredible. There's many years ago they talked about Montana magic in Kansas City. Look at this guy. Von Miller on his heels. He throws it left-handed any way possible.
I remember being at that game in Denver when he did that, and you heard the crowd go silent. Imagine being there and silencing a crowd like that. That was Patrick's 4th game as a starter that year.
And peak Von Miller.
And peak Von Miller. There's no question about it, because I remember before that game, Josh and I were tailgating with Brittany and Pat Sr. in the parking lot. Back in those days, nobody knew who they were, right? So they were just hanging out. They got invited by some Bronco fans, and so, they showed up before the explosion of the Mahomes era really, really began. And that was like his 4th game. And we were out in Denver for that thing. And I'll never forget that crowd going, oh, my God, I can't believe what I just saw. And then they had an opportunity, Denver did, to win that game. And I forget who their quarterback was at the time. It was some guy who's selling insurance probably right now. And they had an opportunity to win it at the end, and they weren't able to do it. And that whole crowd just being silenced, realizing what they were watching at that moment in time was, oh, we're screwed for the next generation. I mean, that's how the Denver crowd felt that night leaving Mile High Stadium, and they've been pretty much, right since. I mean, the Denver Broncos have not really accomplished a whole heck of a lot since Patrick Mahomes has taken over, but this game on Sunday is going to be the biggest one of them all. I mean, this is the biggest game for the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes against the Denver Broncos. We've not had one bigger than this one that's going to take place on Sunday, and so it's going to be a lot of fun out there, man. As the week gets longer and longer and we get closer and closer to that weekend, I'm getting more and more excited about this game because I know how big it is.
I'm sure growing up, being a Giants fan, Cowboys were that team.
Yeah, Cowboys, right? Redskins,
always
all
good.
of them, yeah,
always could win. growing up here in Kansas City, for me at least, it was just always Denver. I think that's why I always hated Denver. Like, I still remember that, getting told stories about that, that game that Elway said the crowd was too loud. I still go back and watch highlights of the Monday night showdown of Montana versus Elway, which is still one of the greatest,
one of the greatest ever
that you'll ever watch. Yep. And I've been finding a lot of this. I'll give them credit on Red Tribe Cinema is on Twitter. They have all these videos. And yesterday I was watching the conclusion of the Stoyanovich kick, and they interviewed his dad after the game, and his dad was sitting there, and he's like, then they go to Pete Stoyanovich, and he's talking about the kick. He's like, I didn't really know I didn't know it was going to go in. I couldn't see over the offensive line, pulled it to a line. And then he's like, I looked at Louis Aguiar to give me the definition if it went in or not. And he goes, I guess I knew when he started jumping on top of me that it went in. Because he's like, I knew I kicked it good. And I thought the greatest thing about the entire video that I forgot about was in that game in 97 against Denver that they would end up winning. I believe the final score was 24-22. They beat Denver in that game. They would end up losing to Denver in the playoffs later that year. But at that game was the game that Derek Thomas got his 100th sack.
Oh, wow.
And all the players were wearing hats that said sack number 100.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
when Stoyanovich is doing his post-game interview in the press conference, he's got the hat on.
All right.
Where this guy just won the game, but it's like, but there's this guy named number 58 named Derek Thomas that got his 100th sack against John Elway, against the Denver Broncos, and you put all that into motion. And I was there last night, fellas. Like, I don't know if I was more stiff looking at old videos of Chiefs versus Denver or looking at the Northern Lights.
Yeah, the Northern Lights last night. I woke up this morning to a bunch of pics of everybody, going out there last night. My friend Garrett lives up in the Northway, like in Liberty area.
He had a great view.
Shout out Garrett and the fire department, KC Mo Fire Department. Love you guys. And so he sent us pics last night from up north, and I'm like, holy cow! I had no idea like this was occurring right outside of our house. I hope it's back tonight because it is back tonight. Because
you get one more shot.
What time do we need to be outside looking in the northern sky? Because those pictures that people are sending, and Michelle Bogowith, my friend, love her to death, has got him on Fox 4 this morning. She's showing the pictures of the Northern Lights, and I'm like, this is awesome, man. And we haven't been to the garage at this time this morning.
I showed you the picture that I took last night. That was literally from my front porch around 8 o'clock.
Wow. Okay.
So, get out there about 8, between 8:30. It'll go until about 9. But if you get out there about 8:30, go to that park that's down the street from you, look up, northern sky, turn the lights off, boom.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
That looks, it's not somebody emptying, sewage into a drainage ditch and getting ready to light a cigarette or something like that, right? Okay. Just making sure.
That's not the kryptonite glow from Superman either. You can go out there. And did you see it last night? Did you go out there and get some pics?
No.
Okay.
Well done, JT. No. I did not.
Not into the sky, the space, the stars, all that sort of stuff?
Not really, but I saw some cool pics. I will say the pics were cool.
They were. But did we know this was happening? Like
I saw something on the news about it, how it was going to happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to watch the news.
Got to watch the news. Yeah. I don't.
I didn't even watch the news. It was on Twitter. So one of the
so
news stations and said,
I blocked all them on Twitter.
That's smart. But my mom will send me on Facebook or something like the Fox weather and be like, watch out for the snow since you're on your own.
Right. Yeah. Mom's always, look, I get calls from my mother in New Jersey about the snow. Okay. Yeah. It just doesn't stop.
This weekend, my mom kept going, is your heat on? I'm like, yes, Mom, it is on. We're ready to go.
Look, if your mom wasn't doing that, then we'd have a problem. Right. And that's what moms do. That's what parents do. We worry the entire time about our children, right?
Yeah. And so, hey, Dusty, talking about last couple games for Denver, the one game that comes to my mind that I think people slip minds of is Tyreek Hill's rookie year in Denver. Yeah. He had the 3 touchdowns, and the one that he bobbled at the 1 and rolled in without getting possession. They go to overtime, and then the kick to end it. That one, I was at my grandpa's, and my mom called. I think it was 9:30. She's like, hey, you got school tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, Mom, Chiefs are still playing. There's still a chance to win. She goes, okay, I'll see you when you get home. But my grandpa was like, they'll be home, and they'll go to I always went to bed late anyway, and so it was like I got home and it was like 11. I got up and ready to go to school, and my mom's like, well, did we win? I go, yeah, we won. She goes, then it was worth it. I said, yeah, it was.
Yeah, hell yeah, it was worth it. And you know what? It would have been worth it had they lost because you were hanging out with Grandpa.
Exactly,
so,
right.
You win either way.
No doubt.
With that day.
It would have just been
a big win.
That 5-minute drive home would have been just like, what are we going to talk about? We lost.
Right.
Silence
the whole way. No, that's what you do when you lose a game.
Exactly,
it's like when we get on the bus after a loss, usually it's quiet for a little bit, and then we're on to the next. But, people are pissed. It's human emotion. And I just think it's so funny with with these rivalries and how they are so generationally based, though, man. Because if you talk to people like older than me, it is all about the Oakland Raiders. It is all about that football team. That's the biggest rival to the Chiefs, and then you start to talk to to younger generations, and it's all about the Denver Broncos. The thing is, though, it's never going to be the Chargers. No. It never was Seattle. It never will be Seattle if they ever do realignment again or whatever, and we end up back with them or anything like that. It's always going to be the Raiders, and it's always going to be the Broncos. And it's going to continue to be more so the Broncos because as the older people die, and I'm not trying to get morbid, not many of us will remember what were those incidents that took place that caused this Raider rivalry to be so big. And as your generation, my generation, we get older, we'll be those guys talking about the Denver Bronco generation, and we will until the day we die, unless the Raiders figure things out, because that's what makes a rivalry. And the reason why the Denver Bronco rivalry is so big for younger generations as opposed to people like 55 and older where it was the Raiders is because we could never beat Denver. It was always John Elway. Always about beating them. Then they get Peyton Manning. Still can't beat Denver. I mean, even Vermeil said it one time. He goes, I can't win up there. 5 years ago, I just can't figure it out. I can't win up there. And we're like, oh, my God. But that's what it is. You could never beat the team, and then that becomes your rival. That becomes the drug that drives you to be good at sports. And now here we are 10 years later, and the Denver Broncos are looking at us going, damn, we need to get in that same category as the Chiefs. So both rivalries are great, but they're so determined by how old you are. It's crazy.
A year ago yesterday, this happened.
35-yard attempt, well within his range. 18 of 20 this season. Is Lutz, and one of those misses a 60-yarder to end the half. 35-yard attempt from the far hash. Dixon, the punter, will hold. Raboni is the long snapper. Lutz waiting for the snap. Placement is down. Lutz's kick is blocked! It's blocked! It's blocked! The Chiefs blocked the kick! They're going to stay undefeated!
Unbelievable.
The Kansas City Chiefs blocked a 35-yard field goal attempt! Kansas City wins this game on a blocked field goal!
It was awesome.
Blocked.
And my favorite part, they got lucky. They just got lucky.
No, they didn't get lucky.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's like, they just got lucky. No, they didn't.
No,
they weren't saying about that the Eagles game this year. That was a great game by the Eagles to block it and great scheme. Well, that's exactly what the Chiefs did last year against the Broncos.
Yeah, it's all about the scheme, and it's all about Dave Tobe. And when people say that's lucky, I really kind of get resentful about it because you're diminishing what these guys do all week to get these teams ready and prepared for the game, especially a guy like Dave Tobe, who's obviously one of the best who's ever done it, at special teams. But that's the best regular season game I've ever been to, man. That was spectacular. It took me a week to get my voice back from that thing.
And the best part was Danon's laugh.
Yeah. Because what are you supposed to do at that point in time?
In that season, that's all you could do.
That's all you could
laugh,
do.
and we escaped another one. We'll come back. We'll keep talking about why I don't fear Denver, why it's a Bo Nix problem. But coming up next, Mahomes is going to win the MVP. Then Sunday is a must-win, and he must show out for the Chiefs here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Creed Humphrey, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is that holiday travel season, and it is time for you to make your reservation at Park and Go. If you're flying out of KCI anytime soon, then you need a place to park, right? Well, use Park and Go because they have all covered parking spots. Every spot is covered at Park and Go, so you know this time of year, especially, your car is going to be protected from all of the snow and the sleet and the ice that we get this time of year in Kansas City. And you also know when you book at Park and Go at bookparkandgo.com and you prepay, you're going to save money. That's what you need to do. We all like saving dough, so prepay when you make your reservation at bookparkandgo.com or with their very easy-to-use app. And then you're set and you're ready to go. Show up on the day of your flight, scan that reservation, and the bus will meet you right away at your parking spot. Take you right to the terminal. No lost time at all. You're there in seconds. And when you get back, Park and Go's waiting. Just grab your bags, walk outside, jump on the bus, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Ready for action, basketball fans? BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, is giving players another reason to hit the court this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to every basket, every slam dunk, and every buzzer-beating shot with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and same-game parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like Dark Mode 2. Log into BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA, all throughout the basketball season to see what's new. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends, near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's Thirsty Thursday at Hy-Vee. Time to stock up the bar and fill up your tank. Earn 50 cents per gallon fuel savings on every $50 purchase of wine, beer, hard seltzer, and spirits. Mix and match all your favorite libations and get a 50-cent fuel saver with every $50 purchase. Stack up the savings and your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss Thirsty Thursday at your Kansas City, Missouri Hy-Vee. Product and promotion differs by location. Offers valid where legal, available while supplies last.
The Chiefs have been scoring a ton of points lately, and that means I'm saving a ton of money at Hy-Vee. And now I have even more reason to cheer on the Chiefs because I score big fuel savings when I shop Hy-Vee the day after any Chiefs game. Win or lose, I'll earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score based on the amount I spend. If the Chiefs score 35 points, I save 35 cents a gallon when I spend $35 on groceries. So the more we score, the more I save, only for my friends at Hy-Vee.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete, one contractor, all things parking lot. Missouri side 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. Kansas side 35 northbound trip from Olathe into downtown is 20 minutes. The world's coming to Kansas City in 2026. Is your parking lot ready? Faded lines, potholes, unsafe sidewalks. Gann Asphalt and Concrete is your winning team. One contractor, all things parking lot. Visit GannAsphalt.com today. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back
Back at it on a Wednesday here on 96.5 The Fan. That's right, we're halfway through the week already. Chiefs Broncos 3:25 on Sunday. This goes back to the text line on the 310. I took my brother-in-law from Guatemala to the block field goal game, his first professional sporting event ever.
What a great one.
That's the game you took Ben Mallard to,
That's
right?
it,
His
yeah.
first ever trip to Kansas City. He's
Yep.
like, well, I guess I don't have to go back now, do I? I was
No.
like, not to a game.
You checked all the boxes in that one, Ben. There's no reason to return because you're never going to get an experience like that. Yeah, imagine that being your first Chiefs game or really your first professional game ever that you get an opportunity to attend, and you think to yourself, man, everything else after this is kind of going to be a letdown no matter what I attend because of how great that game was. That's a great way to get indoctrinated, into Chiefs Kingdom, into an American professional sports because it was. I mean, it was just a tremendous ending a year ago. I loved it so much.
No doubt. Chiefs are moving along. Again, if you go to your Vegas odds or your sports book, whatever you like, BetMGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, Underdog, Chiefs are still the favorites to win the Super Bowl according to the odds. I believe last I looked, they were plus 600, and I think the next team was the Bills or the Eagles or so at plus 650. I'll give you an updated odds real quick because I think in this next topic, there are two things on this in this game. Mahomes currently sits at third best in odds for the MVP. Patrick Mahomes plus 500. Drake May plus 275. Matthew Stafford, MVP leader right now at plus 260. You look at playoffs or you look at whatever it may be, the number one seed right now, the favorite, is the New England Patriots, followed by the Colts, the Broncos, the Bills, and then the Chiefs at plus 950. Super Bowl odds, the Rams and the Chiefs have the two best favorite odds at plus 600.
Yep.
So I look at this game, and I know that, a lot of people don't care about individual awards, but I think if Patrick Mahomes is going to be your MVP this season, obviously he has the third best odds at plus 500, according to Vegas. Got to jump Drake May, got to jump Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, a big game against Seattle this weekend. We'll see what they do against that defense. If he does go out there and continue to be Matthew Stafford that we've seen this year, he'll stay right where he's at. Drake May, he's got a game tomorrow night against the Jets at home with those 6 slick uniforms that New England's wearing. We assume New England should take care of business against the Jets at home on a Thursday night. But again, we've seen primetime games before on Thursday night.
Exactly right. Yep.
You stay away from those games. You stay away from the foreign games that are in Berlin or Ireland, all that stuff. I just tend to stay away from because I just don't know, short week or out of town, whatever it may be. But if Mahomes can go out there against Denver, against this defense, against an 8-2 team on the road and win and continue to get this offense back to where it was when they were going 30 and whatnot, then I think Mahomes will jump shot right back into the lead candidate for the MVP. And to be quite honest with you, you need Mahomes to be this kind of guy in this game. And we don't ask Mahomes to do a lot all the time. We don't ask him to go out there and be Mr. Mahomes or Mahomeboy or Showtime or whatever he may be. But this is a game in which you've had a bye week. Your team is 5-4. We've seen the talks of we don't always like to see Patrick Mahomes going to full Superman, but he's only lost to Denver once in his career.
And that's when he had the flu.
Right. And he's going to play Denver this Sunday at 3:25, the biggest game on the docket for, I think, this entire week's slate of games. You could have an argument about Seattle and the Rams as well. But with the Chiefs playing Denver and Patrick Mahomes coming off the game that he had in Buffalo and Andy Reid as well and coming off a bye, and we'll see what the offensive line will look like because they're back at practice today and they'll speak at noon that you can hear right here on 96.5 The Fan. But you think about what Mahomes could do and what they could be at the end of this game, and if he is the culprit as to why the Chiefs did everything they could, because we've talked all week about how this defense can wreck this game for the Denver Broncos. Well, Patrick Mahomes could do the same thing as an offensive player against that defense, right? We talk about how Aiden Hutchinson can wreck a game, Max Crosby can wreck a game, TJ Watt can wreck a game. Patrick Mahomes can do the same thing, and if he's going to be the MVP this year, this is an MVP moment type of game.
Well, it's a moving day for both of these teams. It's a statement game for both of these teams, and what I mean by that is if Denver wins and they move to 9-2, they've unseated the beast. I mean, there's no more talk about the Kansas City Chiefs winning the division if Denver goes out there and takes care of business on Sunday afternoon. It will be their division to lose ultimately, and it's a big day for the Chiefs too because there's a lot of people like us included that still believe that this is the best team in the NFL from top to bottom. It has the best opportunity to go out there and win a Super Bowl championship. But they have to start playing like that. Eventually, you have to take the games off of the paper and start executing them out on the field. And that's something that, look, quite frankly, for the first 9 games of this season, there's been times where they have done that. There's been times where they haven't done that. And so it is a big game, as big as it's been for both of these teams. I can't even tell you the last time it's been big for both of these teams at the level like it is for this one. I mean, I don't even know when it's been this. I mean, maybe it goes back to '94, with Montana Magic up there at Mile High. I don't know when it's had this magnitude for both of these teams doing what they need to do. Maybe Andy Reid's first year where they were 9-0 and Denver was, still with Peyton Manning and getting ready to win another Super Bowl and whatnot. It was a big game, there. But this is a big game for a lot of reasons. This is a separation game. This is a game where Denver has the opportunity to say, we've slayed the beast. And the Kansas City Chiefs have an opportunity to say, hey, we're still here. You're not slaying any beasts. It was nice that you started your first 10 games 8-2, but now mom and dad have arrived back home, and it's time to kick all the the looters out and go back to your homes and take your stuff with you because this is still our division. And that's kind of what it needs to be for Kansas City. They need to go out there and they need to wreck Denver, and they need to go out there with that mindset of wrecking Denver and being able to put up point after point after point after point, because when they take their foot off the gas, we see what happens in Jacksonville, right? They take their foot off the gas, we see what happens in Buffalo. They've got to go out there and they've got to look at this game as one of the most important games, if not the most important regular season game that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have ever had together, especially against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and you could take the shift to the defensive side because you're not shy to express your feelings, as we all have done. This is a game where we'd like to see Chris Jones kind of show up because this is a good offensive line for Denver. They might have top 3 offensive line, top 2 defensive line, and they're going to use that to their advantage because obviously a team that we found out yesterday has punted more than any team in the NFL, yet they're 8-2. Right. Make it make sense, like 6-7. It just doesn't add up, doesn't make sense. And you look at what Chris Jones could be in this week, right? He's seen the criticism. We've heard Andy Reid yesterday talk about it in his Monday press conference to the Zoom meeting press conference call. And you need to see that man also kind of be one of those guys that can also have a few moments where he can wreck a game, where maybe Bo Nix thinks he's comfortable stepping in the pocket and kapow, there's 95, or Bo Nix rolls out, thinks he's got a man open in the flat that could go for 20, 30 yards and uphands 95's hand that we haven't seen those paws get on some dukes lately. That's what they call the football, by the way.
Right. Do you know why they call it that?
No.
Okay, it's named after Wellington Mara, who was the owner of the Giants. His nickname was Duke, and they named the football after him.
TIL. So that's another thing. I look at Mahomes to be the MVP of the offense in this game. I look at Chris Jones to be the MVP of the defense of this game because it is a domino effect when Chris Jones is playing the way that he can play. Makes the linebackers' job easier, makes the safeties and the corners' jobs easier, protecting the pass. And again, if you can get Bo Nix off his spot and get him to throw within 3 seconds, you are going to have a very successful day on defense.
It's hard for me to have confidence in Chris Jones right now because I just haven't seen it all year, from Chris Jones. I want to go into this game and say, yeah, he's going to step it up and he's going to wreck it, but I'm sure there'll be some excuse, the altitude or whatever. There's always some sort of excuse with why Chris Jones doesn't go out there and perform well. Oh, he was double teamed or blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of the excuses surrounding Chris Jones. It is time for your star to be a star, right? And yes, I am calling him out. And when he does become a star, I will celebrate it. And people will tell me I'm two-faced and all of that kind of stuff. You react to what's going on in front of you. And through the first 9 games of this season, Chris Jones has been a colossal no-show for this team. There's no other way to put it. It's time for Chris Jones to show up to work. It is time for Chris Jones to be that star, to be that leader on defense, to be that guy that's going to take over games, to be that guy that this organization needs on that defensive line to get them up over that hump and get them back into first place in the AFC West. And it all starts this week, man. Like, sorry, Chris, no more excuses, buddy. Like, get out there and dominate the line of scrimmage. Get out there and bust your ass. I don't want to hear that, he doesn't have enough help or he doesn't have, the ability to get through double teams and all this kind of stuff. Chris Jones has to go out there and be an effective player. No more excuses, no more occupying blocks, no more this, no more that. Start making plays, and it has to begin this weekend in Denver. Otherwise, this defense isn't going to stand a shot to go out there. You've got to get that pressure from your front four on this quarterback this week and rough him up because you could probably knock him out of the game. He hasn't had success this year. Get him mentally checked out of the game. Let's go, Chris.
My counterpoint to all this about Chris Jones having to be the wrecker, and I understand he's one of the best defensive tackles coming into this year. That offensive line is no joke for Denver. Right? I mean, they're ranked number 1 in allowed sacks, so they don't give up sacks to Bo Nix. So we're asking a defensive line who hasn't got pressure on quarterbacks all season now to go out there and do it against the best offensive line. I think that's a high task. I think if you're going to want an MVP, it's going to have to come from I think either your secondary or maybe a linebacker to step up to make some plays.
And again, that's why I bring up the point of, like, if you can't get to him, make your presence felt. Put your hands up, knock something down.
Right,
if you're not
exactly.
you can still pressure the quarterback. This doesn't make sense, but you can still pressure the quarterback without pressuring the quarterback.
Right.
And if you can keep his eyes at a level playing field and make him seem that he's comfortable, but make sure that you can wreck it other ways. Plus, like, if you are the best defensive tackle in football and you own that, then go beat the best offensive line. Go create havoc. Go create madness, because A, you're running out of time. You're 5-4. B, all eyes are on you. Shout out to Tupac. And 3, the other thing about this is that you have not been Chris Jones, and there's not a better time than to be Chris Jones than
right now
when you need to be Chris Jones.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, tough task, man. I mean, good luck.
Sorry, you signed up for this. You're taking the $30 million check.
Yeah, you got the game against Denver. I mean, or against the Raiders. You got your sack against the Raiders. We saw the audio on the franchise. I'm going to get my sack. George said he's going to get another one. Bring that energy to Denver. Bring that energy that you know that you're the better team, and bring that out to them, because yes, the offensive line may not give up sacks, but the quarterback can then create sacks, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if he holds the ball too long.
Bo Nix cannot read something, or they could, Spags could stunt or do some sort of misread on the defensive line that could really confuse Bo Nix, because I think one of the advantages you have in this game, having the rapport that you have on your defense, is the fact of the rapport that's coming out of Denver, national media, about Bo Nix. And plus, we got this little nugget yesterday that there's a chance J.K. Dobbins goes on the IR.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that J.K. Dobbins and Pat Surtain Jr. miss this game. And
you got to win that game.
If you don't have your number one running back, now I know R.J. Harvey has been a solid player in the backfield for Denver, and the Chiefs typically don't give up a lot of rushing yards. And I don't think that, because again, look, if you lose this game, you go to 5-5, and R.J. Harvey has 125 yards and a touchdown, then by God, you're not a playoff team. And that's the realization that is. But if you go into this game knowing that your backs are against the wall, which we haven't really seen a whole lot of with the Mahomes and Andy Reid era, but your backs are against the wall, the scrutiny is there, you are the standard in the league, still according to Vegas with odds, having the best odds with the Rams to win the Super Bowl, or to get to the Super Bowl at least. You got to take advantage of that. And I think that's one of these games where, like, I think that you could see a guy like Chris Jones kind of be like, enough is enough, and it's time for a change, and I got to make something happen. And maybe that's something that awakes the sleeping giant. I would hope to see that, because if Mahomes is him and Chris Jones is him, we're talking on Monday about a team being 6-4 and getting ready for the Indianapolis Colts.
No doubt. And we're talking about a team that just wrecked the Denver Broncos too. I mean, if Mahomes does what he does and Chris Jones does what we've seen him do in the past, this team will go out there and wreck Denver. But it's all predicated on your stars being stars and not being hero ball Mahomes, not doing things, outside of yourself, doing things that we know that you can do, getting the ball to your playmakers, trusting in your offensive line, and let's go. Let's go out there and run the ball a little bit as well as we'd like to see. But, it comes down to Chris Jones on defense, man. Go out there and do your job.
We'll get to Jay Binkley in about 10 minutes, but before we do that, we get to Bob's topic yesterday, because you remember yesterday, I don't want Mike Kafka. I want somebody with experience. I want a leader in the clubhouse to be a guy that can come in here. Yesterday, a name that we hadn't heard of in about 2 years has entered his name into the chat, and that is Mike McCarthy is going to be a candidate for the New York Giants job, we would think. He seems to have the odds-on favorite according to certain places. I think this was on like Bleacher Report, betting or whatever. You can have whatever you want. But it sounds like Big Mike might be in the conversation for the Giants job. Yay or nay on Mike McCarthy?
Yeah. Okay. I may be the only guy in America that likes Mike McCarthy, and nobody likes the guy, right? But when you're a struggling organization and you can hire a coach that's going to get you to 11-5, 10-7, all that kind of stuff, have winning records and get you over the hump, that's what the Giants need. I mean, look, I think the Giants right now are in a very similar situation to what Kansas City was in, right? Oh, they are very vulnerable. Yeah, there's no question they're very vulnerable.
But they have a very attractive piece.
They have a very attractive piece. They got the New York market and they got Jackson Dart. And look, Kansas City, when they were in 2012, they needed an adult in the room. And I remember when they hired Andy Reid, I was like, God, I don't know if this is the right guy. Clearly, I was wrong. I mean, obviously, we've seen
you wrong. No,
everybody was wrong. Yeah, right? Everybody was wrong about
this guy. Did you see how went in Philly?
Yeah.
Like, well, wait a minute, Philadelphia. Okay.
Yeah, and then he came here, and it's been, it's been wonderful. And people said it. I remember when he took the job, the Philadelphia people were like, well, if you like 11-5, I'm like, well, we're 2-12 and or 2-14, and we just had an incident in the parking lot and all this. Like, yeah, I'll take 11-5 every day of the week. And I think that's kind of where the Giants are right now. You need that guy that is an adult in the room who has won a Super Bowl. And look, he did good things in Dallas as well. He just wasn't willing to continue to play Jerry's game, down there. But he's worked with Aaron Rodgers. He's worked with Jordan Love. He's worked with Dak Prescott. I think he worked with Jordan. He may have been gone by the time Jordan Love got there. But he was with, obviously with Aaron Rodgers and all that kind of stuff. So he's worked with the young quarterbacks. He's turned, young quarterbacks into good quarterbacks in this league. So I think Mike McCarthy would be a really good hire. I know he's not a sexy hire for a lot of people. I know a lot of people just don't like him. But, man, if you're just looking to win some games and get your organization back on that winning track, I mean, he's the Andy Reid of this coaching hire cycle, I believe.
Yeah, I think that, you could – there's things that you could debunk with McCarthy's, past, right? Like there was the divorce in Green Bay, and it was basically the two narratives I think that came out of that was – they didn't build an offense around Aaron, and he and Rodgers eventually kind of just couldn't see eye to eye. McCarthy, obviously being an offensive-minded guy, has all that experience, and then he and Rodgers just had an ugly divorce. Then you go to Dallas, and you could debunk that theory as to, he got fired. Well, he went 10-6 in his last year in Dallas, I believe. And
they made the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Not last year.
Not last year.
Ago. He wasn't their coach last year.
Yes, he was.
He was their coach last year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't believe it because Dak got hurt all year last year and he was out. The year before, I think they made the playoffs. I'm pretty sure because I think Dak finished top 5 in MVP in 2023. But you look at Dallas's job and you're like, okay, well, he took that job because he was hired, but also it was like the Jerry Jones effect of, hey, we're going to do things my way. We're going to have it happen this way. I don't want you to do this. I want you to play this guy. And it was just a mess. And now you have an opening in New York where I think that if you want to bring in a guy like Mike McCarthy.
They were 7-10 last year. You're right.
They didn't make it. It's 2 years ago. Yeah. Because
2 years ago was the game where they tried to run that QB draw and they got the spike off.
Yeah.
The referee didn't touch the ball and everything.
Dak slid forward.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because last year, Dak's knee, remember they used the comparison of the chicken bone?
Yes, that's right.
Chicken bone.
Because it was on Thanksgiving, wasn't it, when he did that? Yeah.
Brutal. So I think there's a way of both because, you could say an adult in the room, but I think there's also been a track record of McCarthy not being an adult in that room. But again, maybe,
so is Aaron Rodgers, though.
Sure, and so is Jerry Jones has never been an adult.
Exactly.
So I think that if you're going for a splash hire, I think his name would be there. I still like Lane Kiffin as an option, and I still want to see what Kafka can do with that offense and that team because I think they will rally around a younger head coach. That seems to be kind of the move in the NFL. We look at all the new coach hires. They all seem to be the guys that you don't want to see in a situation like New York.
Yeah.
But again, Kafka been there since I think 2021, been around the offense. He's got this. We'll see if he can handle it. Because here's the thing. It's not about what he can do on the field more so than whenever he does lose a game in a heartbreaking fashion and he goes and faces the New York media. And it's like, okay, Kafka, this is what you're going to deal with. And this is just like a microcosm of what could happen if this team is good and you do have a faltering situation. But again, Mike McCarthy, I'm not against it. I'll say this. I think he's a good bridge the gap guy.
Exactly. 100%.
I don't think he has to be there for a long time, but I think he could be there to kind of stay. I think he could establish that rapport. And then maybe, in 3 years, then maybe it's Kafka's time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he's even around that long. He was a popular candidate for a lot of jobs in the offseason. This one, he's stuck with the Giants. Obviously didn't get the job in New Orleans. Kellen Moore did. But, I don't hate McCarthy for New York.
Yeah.
I think that he could help Jackson Dart. I still think
I would hate McCarthy for here. Like if Andy were to leave, then replace him with Mike McCarthy, I would hate that move here because that just doesn't make sense. The Giants have tried and tried and tried with no-name head coaches. Like I said, they're on their 8th head coach now since Andy Reid has been hired with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's embarrassing. So they have tried all of these, these guys that, are hot young coordinators or names you never heard of and all that kind of stuff. I just think for where they are at this point in time, you need to go out there and you need to hire that established guy and bring credibility back to your franchise.
We'll see what happens. Coming up on the other side, we'll see what happens as we go off the rails with Jay Binkley on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Chris Jones, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Whether you're digging a pond, clearing brush, grading land, or doing demo, Foley Equipment, your local Caterpillar dealer, is your one-stop shop. Buy or rent, Foley has the machines to get it done. Lease the Cat 300.9 mini excavator for just $399 a month and take advantage of other limited-time demo and purchase incentives. Terms and conditions apply. Visit your Foley Equipment location or go to FoleyEQ.com. That's FoleyEQ.com.
All right, Gen Z guys, did you know whether you have a college degree or not, your chance of being unemployed is basically the same? Not exactly inspiring.
There's another way. Centric Training helps you get hands-on, real-world tech skills for a career in cybersecurity. No gen ed classes. Just get what you need to get hired. You're trained in just 4 months, not 4 years. Plus, they help you land that job.
And if you're not sure about your future, head to Centric.com, book a call with our friend Russ Mondry. Cybersecurity is where the world's going, so let Centric help you get there.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need. I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with. You deserve something better. And better health. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality, affordable health insurance. You have health insurance needs. We have plans with low out-of-pocket premiums, with in-network preventive care at no cost to you, and a network of local doctors and hospitals. So if you're still shopping for health insurance, go to ambetterhealth.com/enroll to get your free, no-obligation quote. That's ambetterhealth.com/enroll. For coverage to start January 1st, you must enroll by December 15th. Find the plan that's right for you right now. ambetterhealth.com/enroll. Ambetter Health, on a mission for better. Ambetter Health is the brand name for health insurance products underwritten by subsidiaries of Centene Corporation. Go to ambetterhealth.com to see offerings in your state. This is a solicitation for insurance.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
I'm worth a lot more. You are worth more, and your car is worth more at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. Missouri side, 71 northbound 55th Street with an accident reporting and delays building quickly. You're solid to Gregory, and that will intensify before it gets better. Heading 435 southbound past Gregory. Slowdowns with a couple of accidents reporting 487th. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at AnthonyPHCE.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden, he knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Binkley. He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and boobs. He knows Bobby Bowden, he knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Binkley.
Oh, you better believe it, baby. I couldn't imagine a better song for a better guy. Still, every once in a while, I need you to send me this song so I can jam out to it in the garage.
Yeah, it is a good one, right?
Because this is a good, I feel like this is a good evening to sit out on the patio till the sun goes down at 4:45.
That's right.
And just chill, have a few, relax, and then maybe go see your Northern Lights, which apparently that's what everybody was talking to Jay Binkley about last night on the text line.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case because I got chili cheese Fritos, Busch Light, and Bink. We now are joined by Jay Binkley. What was going on last night on the text line? People asking about D picks and Northern Lights and chili cheese fries. What was going on with your show last night, Binkley?
Best man, we were talking about the Northern Lights. The text line was talking about that. They were trying to send me pictures. And I said, we can't get pictures here because if we could get pictures here, it wouldn't be a good thing. It'd be people's butts and middle fingers, you name it. So we can't get pictures on the text line. So they were wanting to send me pictures because I was talking about the Northern Lights. We talked about that, and we talked a little bit about chili. Obviously, we have a chili cook-off there at the station. I was talking about your great chili. I contacted my aunt, and I said, I'm going to try to make chili. I want you to send me exactly what I need.
Hell yeah.
I'll order it, exactly what I need. I'll get it from Hy-Vee. They'll give it to me exactly what to do because everything I do sucks. So I'm going to attempt to make this.
All right. Well, I am interested to see how that all turns out. Also, I was listening to your program last night, and you had mentioned something as you were talking about the draft and all this kind of stuff, and then somehow you got into like the waiver wire conversation. And you mentioned Calais Campbell as a name of somebody maybe that could potentially get released. Are you starting to look at the kind of the rosters of dudes that could get potentially released because of contract stuff late in the season? Let them join a winner.
Yeah, I think you have to look at it. It's kind of what the Chiefs do. Like Terrell Suggs wanted one more chance, to get that ring, and he was released by the Arizona Cardinals. Happens to be where Calais Campbell, that I thought might have a chance to get moved. I think Arizona had some false pretenses about how good that team is. They won against Dallas on that Monday night. They started to feel good about themselves, but then they have to look in the mirror and realize they're a big bundle of suck. They're the Arizona Cardinals. But Calais Campbell, 39 years old, 1-year contract. Could we see it? And the one thing is, like the Chiefs are now moving up. I mean, if there's one good thing about the record, it's where they sit in the waiver wire.
A lot of fans concerned about that.
What's that?
A lot of fans are excited about that, yes.
Well, the thing is, they were not excited about the trade deadline. I think the Chiefs handled that actually well, to be honest with you. But they were 31st in the waiver order before the season started because they used last year's records, and the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. But then after 3 weeks in the NFL season, it resets to what your current record is. So the Chiefs have moved down to 17th. They're 17th in the draft order now, so that means they're 17th in the waiver wire order, which is a good thing. I mean, if there's one good thing about the record, that's it. And the fact is, teams that are ahead of them in the waiver wire order probably aren't in position to add players. So essentially, the Chiefs would be there maybe fighting it out with a few teams for waiver wire pickups. But it's just out there as an option if they feel down the stretch there's a veteran player that wants that last chance of a ring that they could implement in this locker room. It's very tough to come into an Andy Reid team, both on offense or defense, and be able to play right away. That's what I was trying to remind people of. Yeah, they could make trades for these players, but it is not easy. You saw where they elevated Clyde against Buffalo instead of Elijah Mitchell because, and Andy Reid said so, because the familiarity with the offense, they trusted him in pass protection. Andy Reid and the Chiefs are big on loyalty, and not knowing the system or what your quarterback wants you to be in certain places, that stuff's huge. So it's got to be a special player, but they have moved up in the waiver wire order from being at the very bottom to now up to 17. That's kind of what I was talking about.
Binkley, is the Broncos a false prophet?
I think the Broncos are for real. And, well, I do. And, listening when you guys had Mitch Holthus, as you guys do every Friday, he was talking about how it reminds them of the 2024 Chiefs. And I agree 100% with Mitch. I was looking, at the numbers between the Broncos and the Chiefs. The Chiefs last year, they were down some talent. We know that. They had to get injuries to key players, and that mattered. Is Mahomes better than Bo Nix? 100% so. But the bottom is Denver's 13th in total offense. The Chiefs last year finished 17th. Okay, Denver is better at rushing the football this year significantly. The Chiefs are 22nd with the run last year. The only category the Chiefs haven't beat is 4 slots in passing the football. Points per game, Denver averages 23.5. 2024 Chiefs, 22.6. The Chiefs had 5 games where they scored less than 20 points last year. And we can throw the last one against Denver out because it didn't matter because they were playing backup players. But still, they had 4 other games they scored less than 20. They had 17 points they scored in the win against the Chargers, 16 points that the Chiefs scored in that win over Denver. They had 2 games with 16 points, but they had 4 games where they scored less than 20 points. And I get everybody's pointing to that Denver game that they played against the Raiders that was so close. But I just remind them, the Chiefs won games at the end. That was important for good teams. Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams, like the Raiders, find a way to lose. Just like this past week. They found a way to lose to Denver Broncos in a game that they actually probably could have won. It had been a huge upset. Then the week before, they lose in overtime to a very mediocre Jacksonville team. But bad teams find a way to lose. Denver doesn't. But statistically, they're very close to the Chiefs. And I get it. They had that 44-point game against the Cowboys this year. The Chiefs did not score over 30 points a game last year. Denver's already done it twice this year. And I get it. The Chiefs, there's times at the end of games they could have scored more than 30 points, but they were playing, clock management towards the end of the game and didn't. They could have done it. They just didn't do it.
All right, so if you think Denver is legit, then what do you feel about the Kansas City Chiefs at this juncture right now? Because they've beaten themselves. They've lost a lot of one-score games. Do you not believe in the Chiefs at this moment?
No, I do. I think the Chiefs are a better team than Denver. There's times that just things haven't gone right towards the end, but I believe in the Chiefs. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, I'm looking at Denver. I'm thinking, they're going to sit there and run bootlegs against the Chiefs because that's seemingly what works against the Chiefs. But I think top to bottom, the Chiefs having that bye week. Andy Reid 22-4 after a bye week. We know that. The one stat that's out there is Andy Reid is 3-4. He's 13-1 and he's with the Eagles after a bye week. He's 9-3 as a Chiefs coach after the bye week. Patrick Mahomes has only lost once after the bye week, and that was 2 years ago to Philadelphia. But Andy Reid is 3-4 after the bye week when both teams have a bye. Now, Denver didn't have necessarily a bye. They had a mini bye because they played on Thursday night. So a mini bye, just like the Chiefs are going to have after Thanksgiving against Dallas. I think the Chiefs are a better team, and I think these are 2 narrative games for the Chiefs. Yeah. If there's any two-game slot that's a narrative game, this is for the Chiefs with the perception of the Denver Broncos, the division on the line, and then playing everybody's Johnny-come-lately team in the Indianapolis Colts the following week. These are narrative games for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win this game. I do. And the Chiefs are very good against this division. Coming into this year, the Chiefs, in the last decade, the Chiefs were 17-3 against the Chargers, 17-3 against the Raiders, 17-3 against the Denver Broncos. Obviously, they beat the Raiders this year. Now they're 18-3, 17-4 against the Chargers because they lost that first game. But yeah, I believe in the Chiefs, and I think they want to shut people up. And this is the ultimate shut-up game. If you want to shut everybody up, because they were dogging the Chiefs, the dynasty's over early in the season when they were losing early in the year. Mahomes is done. All the crap that we heard. Then all of a sudden they were back on their bandwagon. Vegas still believes in the Chiefs. And I think people want to, but they're very mixed nationally because at first they didn't believe in them. Then they started believing them. Now they're kind of in that mediocre land where they don't know if they're good or bad. So this is a chance to shut them up. But yes, I do think the Chiefs get this win. And I do think you go back to 2015, that's the year the Broncos won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs went to 4-5 after beating the Broncos 29-13. In the year that Denver won the Super Bowl, Denver won the first game, Chiefs won the second game, but that's when they were climbing out of being 1-5 when they ended up making the postseason. So they beat Denver to kind of propel themselves through the year. They ended up going at 4-5 at that point, but that propelled them for how good they were the rest of that year.
Binkley, you don't believe in the Colts. Who do you believe is the best team in the football world?
I still think it's Eagles, and I know, these wild games, and Nick Sirianni, I have no idea what the hell he was doing at the end of that game. But they still win, and the bottom line, they do, and the champions from last year. I'm not buying into the Colts. I know everybody is, and, in the mornings, you're sitting there watching NFL Network or ESPN Live, and all these power rankings that don't mean anything, but people like to do them. I like to do them. But the Colts are the team to beat, everybody says, and I'm sitting here, why? Why should the Colts be the team to beat? Daniel Jones. It's Daniel Jones. They're building this team around Daniel Jones. They trade 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. Really? This guy's had 7 turnovers the last 2 games. He had 3 interceptions 2 weeks ago against the Steelers in a game they lost. That's the number 32 pass defense in the NFL. And you saw how bad the Steelers were against the Chargers the other night. He had 3 fumbles in that game. He lost 2 of them. This past week, when he struggled against the Atlanta Falcons to get the win, they finally did in overtime, but he had an interception, and he had 2 fumbles, and he lost 1 of them, so he's had 7 turnovers in the last 2 weeks. Yes, Jonathan Taylor is the truth. Tyler Warren is the truth at tight end. I'm going to wait and see with the Colts. If they come in the Arrowhead and beat the Kansas City Chiefs, 100%, totally believe in the Colts. But if they come in here and get their ass rolled, it's back to being a Johnny-come-lately.
All right, Bink. Mendoza's the Heisman, and that was the greatest catch you've ever seen in college football, I would have to assume.
Man, it was just insane. I remember, texting back and forth with Uno Cero from the station there about, all right, this is our chance. Because we've been wanting to see this. We've been talking about, quarterbacks this upcoming draft. And clearly the NFL scouts and executives, ESPN puts a poll out and just doesn't use media, uses scouts and executives. And they all had the number 1 quarterback going into the season as Lenore Sellers. At South Carolina, they had Garrett Nussmeier, too. My how things have changed. Nussmeier gets benched in this game, and all of a sudden, Fernando Mendoza has the most votes that came out last week to be the top quarterback selected by NFL executives and scouts. So wanted to see what happens, because Indiana's been going out in 50-balling teams lately. What could happen when the chips are on the line and that team and that record, and they're facing adversity? What could he do? And Fernando Mendoza let him down and threw a crazy ball to Omar Cooper with an insane football catch where Gus Johnson loses his mind. But that was his moment. I mean, that was the moment you wanted to see. What's going to happen? Can he lead that team down to a win? Because they've got a great running game. They've got a great defense. Can Fernando Mendoza do it? And he did it. What a great freaking catch. That is an unbelievable catch. Best catch of the year by far, in my opinion.
All right, Bink, we'll see you in a couple hours, or actually we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Are you in the parking lot?
You know what? I am. I'm ready for the chili cook-off. I'm actually sitting in the kitchen.
I bet you are, man. I bet you are. You'll have to let us know all about it. We'll talk to you here in about...
Did you bring your chili dust, man?
No, I got things to do today, man. I'm sorry. I only give special...
You don't think the odds on favorite, man. You're the betting favorite.
I only give special people my chili, you know what I mean? So...
I feel you, but you were the betting favorite, so we'll just have to be disappointed on that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, Binkley. We'll see you in a little bit.
Hey, you guys take care. Bye.
He is in the parking lot.
No, he is. Has to be. Yeah.
Some amazing news was just announced via NFL, and everybody that follows it, plus Bob will tell you why you're lucky to have Andy Reid on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends at Golden Oak Lending will do just that. They will cure your blues because they've done that for us a couple of times over the last decade or so that we've been working with Golden Oak Lending. And it all starts with you making that phone call to Golden Oak Lending and say, hey, I need to take that free mortgage checkup Fescoe's been talking about. And I'm telling you, it's the best thing you'll ever do because you'll find out exactly where you are with your financial life. You'll find out if you're in a great mortgage right now or if Golden Oak can find a mortgage that's better than the one that you're in. And that's the beauty about Golden Oak Lending, right? You're going to give all the information to them. You'll do all the talking with this free mortgage checkup, and you don't have to give them a credit card or anything like that or fill out paperwork. It's just a conversation, and then they'll go to work to see if they've got a better loan than the one that you're currently in. If they do, great. You're on your way. If they don't, they'll let you know that as well, because they're not going to put you in a loan that's not better than the one that you're currently in. And at Golden Oak Lending right now, they've lowered rates to 4.50%, and the average cash-out customer saves over $1,100 per month. Right now at Golden Oak Lending, if you refinance, you also get to go 2 months without making a mortgage payment. So we're talking about Valentine's Day. Take that free mortgage checkup now. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hi, I'm Dylan, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a customer service specialist, I love helping couples find their dream engagement ring. And guess what? I just got engaged, so it was fun to create one myself. First, my fiance tried on a bunch of ring styles and she was drawn to a classic diamond pave setting. Then we looked at different diamond shapes from pear to oval to cushion. She fell in love with a princess cut. At Shane Company, you can create a one-of-a-kind ring and get it in days, not weeks. Because a friend wants you to have a magical holiday proposal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Since we opened our doors in 1868, Busey has fostered deep customer relationships and vibrant communities, embodying a legacy of partnership and progress. With multiple lines of business, we provide a range of financial solutions tailored to your needs. From digital banking to planning for retirement, Busey is here to help you achieve your financial goals. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 69 highway northbound accident at College Boulevard slows you to 119th Street. Missouri side, long delays on 71 northbound with an accident at 55th Street. Keeps you heavy towards 87th now. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Broncos on Sunday with pregame starting at noon. Kickoff at 3:25 with Mitch, Danon, and Kling. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
Back in on 96.5 The Fan, Fescoe Dusty and JT Noah with you today on a wonderful Wednesday. Happy Hump Day here on 96.5 The Fan.
We get Northern Lights Day coming out tomorrow as well. Tonight, I guess.
Yeah,
One more night, right?
If you missed it last night, I'm pretty sure you'll have a good view of it tonight as well. Should be a good time to go out there and check it out. It's definitely mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Because like normally, and we'll get into sports here in a second, but normally when they have these, you got to go pretty north, right? You got to go like past Liberty. You got to go all the way up there. And then
Alaska.
you see all these people like, yeah, right. But I mean, like when it does leak into like the northern hemisphere, it's like you kind of have to go, wait, last night from the naked eye, you could see it at least in Lisa, Missouri, Grandview, Missouri. You can see it in Raymore, Belton. You can see it in Overland Park. Everybody had pictures.
Yeah.
Depending on the opening and the lighting, you can see it more vibrant than others. I mean, I literally walked out my front door. It was like, bang.
Wow.
Right, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I wish I would have known. I went to, turned everything kind of off early last night because there's nothing going on. So it's to kind of shut her down and recharge. I had no idea that the Northern Lights were going on until I woke up this morning and my friend Garrett up in Liberty is like, look at this stuff. I'm like, holy cow, man, that is awesome. And, it's funny that, we're talking about this because I was out yesterday or the day before just, doing the daily walk or whatever. And you're looking at all the trees and all this kind of stuff. I mean, nature is an amazing, amazing thing. And so you get the opportunity to see those Northern Lights, man. I want to see what causes that. And why don't we see that all the time? Like, what has to happen for that to be perfect like that for us?
Yeah, it's what is it? They call it the Borealis.
The Aurora Borealis or something it is?
Borealis. And, obviously, like the way the sky is, it's clear. It's like there's like, the front moves in, it's going to have more impact the more south it can go. So, yeah, it's great, man. You turn on the lights off in your driveway. You don't have a really illuminated neighborhood, so you could almost probably like go out in the middle of your street.
Trees,
look
though,
north.
that's the
yeah,
thing.
you're going to run into that, but
Yeah.
it's still. I definitely recommend you go out and check it out or drive somewhere like where it's dark. Like there's Legacy Park by me. I could go there and just park my car in a parking lot, and then just like it'd be everywhere. So
hey, I'm actually might be able to see it tonight because I'm actually going out. I am actually going out tonight because I have to for my birthday. My parents are taking me out, so maybe we're going to Blue Springs.
Okay.
So maybe while I'm driving back home.
That's my hometown.
Is today your birthday?
No, it was over the weekend.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But my parents were out of town on my birthday. They're out of town almost every time it's my birthday.
They do that on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
So we're going out tonight. They were watching my puppy for me because I was worried the puppy wouldn't like getting up this early in the morning and all that. And so they're like, "Oh, hey, we could take you out for dinner." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then they're like, "You know what? We're actually going to bingo." And I'm like, "Oh, wow. Okay.
Bingo.
Beeline.
Hillbilly bingo is what they call it. I'm like, what am I getting myself into?
So you're going to Hillbilly Bingo with your parents tonight? That sounds like hell.
It does. It does.
Hillbilly.
But if they're listening, I promise you I love you guys, but it's just an interesting thing. My
Well, where do they do Hillbilly Bingo at?
apparently in Blue Springs. It's
Where? Like the Elks Lodge or
American
something?
Legion, I was
American
told.
Legion.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep, $2 beers. I mean, the American Legion at least got good beers.
They got beers and it's Italian night, I was told. So they got big chicken parm. So yeah.
There you go. I was gonna say,
Is it
there's
a potluck, though, where everybody's cooking and bringing stuff?
I
or
hope not. I
no,
hope
normally
not.
at those places, there's like they go in rotation.
Yeah,
I know my buddy.
My mom like sent me the Facebook thing. It was like chef someone is cooking up his Italian feast. I was like,
perfect.
I
Okay.
guarantee you it's good.
It's going to be great. Yeah.
Because they do that stuff at the Elks Lodge where like Daryl's this week is doing the cooking. He's like, all right, I'll do my pot roast. And it's always good because it's just like you get one shot, you make your signature dish, everybody enjoys. Plus, you're playing bingo and drinking brews, man. You're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
So exciting news at the NFL. I don't think Jackson Dart should play this week. Brian Daboll obviously was fired Monday. And part of the reason was because of the danger that he has put Jackson Dart in. That's what they're going to cover it up with.
Right.
Because it sells, which is part of the problem, which means Jackson Dart is still in concussion protocol, which means if he doesn't play, that somebody else will play. It is not Russell Wilson, boys. We have Jameis Winston.
Hell yes,
who has been
baby.
announced as the backup, that if Jackson Dart can't go, we will get that W-eating son of a buck that's just going to sling that sucker.
Yeah, he is. He's going to throw that ball around. They have the Green Bay Packers this weekend, too. And so,
Micah
you go
Parsons
out there.
is ready.
I'm going to tell you what, Jameis Winston's going to lead the Giants to a win over the Green Bay Packers. Mark it right now. It's done. The Giants are winning this week. An interim coach, you know how it goes. Romeo beat the Green Bay Packers and ended up getting the job here.
The undefeated
in Kansas.
Green Bay
The
Packers.
undefeated Green Bay on Halloween night or something like that, right?
Rack City, baby.
Yeah, it was Rack City for about a hot minute, and then it, turned into,
Crap
City. I was thinking Rack backwards is Car City, but then add the P. Yeah. It turned into Crap City real fast here. So they'll probably win because that's what happens when you have an interim coach. You get that boost. I'll be interested to see how the odds move, and especially now with Jameis Winston being the starting quarterback. And look, we're talking about him because we had the opportunity to meet him at the Super Bowl, and there's not many players, there's not many athletes, there's not many people in life that you see and you just smile and laugh all the time and feel like you're in a good mood. I'm telling you what, Jameis Winston is that guy. Did we not have the best time talking to him and like, man, like he's real. It's not an act. It's not like this is who this guy is. And guys like Jameis Winston and I guess their personality, if you will, and who they are is so good for the NFL. We need more athletes with that personality, that magnetic personality that Jameis Winston has. And the cool thing about Jameis Winston, Dusty, that I thought when we had the opportunity to talk to him at the Super Bowl, he didn't act like he was Jameis Winston and we were Fescoe and Dusty, right? He treated us like we were the greatest people on earth. He was so nice to us, made you feel good about yourself. Like, I'm so excited to watch Jameis Winston play this weekend
every time,
because it's going to be awesome for every NFL fan.
It's the unknown.
It is, yeah.
And it's entertaining. And is that game, you said it's at noon?
I think so.
It's probably in New York, wouldn't it be?
It is. No, it is. Yeah.
So that means
yeah.
it's definitely at noon.
Yeah.
I was about to say they ain't going to put the Giants at 325.
Well, I mean, it is the Packers, and it is New York. Yeah.
I mean, if it's definitely on the East Coast, it's definitely a noon game. And if it's the Giants, you don't have really a whole lot of, games that are in prime time on their schedule. But that's okay. Packers, Jameis Winston.
Packers, Giants, Fox, noon.
Yep, there it is, noontime.
Baby,
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go.
Packers are 7.5-point favorite. Oh, I'm
7.5-point favorite. I would bet the Giants.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm covering that Giants
money line.
I would take the Giants on the money line this week. Yeah,
come on, Bobby Betts.
I think this is one where you got to take the Giants on the money line because it happens. I mean, this is what happens in the NFL. Teams fire their coach. The interim guy comes in. You get a bump from the interim guy, and then the weeks after that, you still stink. But you got the interim coach and Jameis Winston. Are you telling me you're not going to hit the Giants on the money line on this one?
I'm at least telling them to take them to cover.
I mean, you could literally make two of the most opposite bets on underdog. You could literally go over 1.5 touchdowns for Winston, over a half interception for Jameis Winston, and both could hit in the second quarter.
Absolutely.
In the first quarter. What are you talking about?
If you're anybody in fantasy, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Slayton, if you don't have Slayton,
Slayton, throw him out there. Singletary, Jameis is going to check down. Over Jameis Winston pass attempts are probably going to be at like 31.5.
Is that tight end Johnson? I think it is.
Yeah, Theo Johnson.
Theo's going to be an option. So enjoy that.
Would you be shocked if I told you that the Packers are more of a bigger favorite over the Giants than the Texans over the Titans?
No, because CJ Stroud's unknown.
Yeah, you got Davis Mills down there.
Okay, Mills is still playing, Okay.
For now. Stroud's obviously in concussion protocol. He'll probably be cleared by the end of the week and play. By the way, to bring it full circle, the aurora borealis is caused by charged particles from the sun colliding with gas molecules in Earth's upper atmosphere. When particles from solar wind interact with Earth's magnetic field, they are channeled toward the magnetic poles.
Magnets.
Yep. These particles then collide with the atoms of gases like oxygen and nitrogen, and then it caused them to be excited. As the excited atoms return to their normal state, they release energy in the form of light, which is seen as the aurora.
Oh, that's cool.
So that green, that's gas.
Now, let me ask you this. Dumb question, maybe not. What if you go out there with like a big magnet? Will that attract anything or not?
And on that note, coming up on the other side, it's JT's block. That's right. We'll get to JT's top tiers because there's no max pack, and we'll get to Bob's bottom feeders plus one word here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear Mitch Holtis every Friday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, you need to call us right now. I know you're waking up with knee pain today or back pain or elbow pain or any of that pain, right? You're waking up with that. You're like, I can't do anything about it anymore. I'm so tired of it. But you know what? I've got good news for you because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? QC Kinetics taps into your own body's regenerative power. They use natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reducing inflammation and relieving the pain at its source. And the best part is it's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Just your body remembering how to feel alive again. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment. And for every non-vet who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. So it's a great time to book your free consultation with appointments available on Saturday. Call QC Kinetics now at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone with QC Kinetics.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, You don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
It's time for Black Friday, Dell Technologies' biggest sale of the year. Enjoy huge savings on select PCs like the Dell 16 Plus, featuring Intel Core Ultra processors. And with built-in advanced features, it's the PC that helps you do more, faster. Plus, earn Dell rewards and enjoy many other benefits, like free shipping, price match guarantee, and expert support. They also have huge deals on accessories that pair perfectly with your Dell PC and make perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte, get festive with an iced gingerbread chai, or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte, get festive with an iced gingerbread chai, or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 71 northbound, heavy from 87th Street all the way up towards 55th Street with an accident. This should be avoided completely. Very slow. Kansas side 69 highway northbound with an accident at College Boulevard. Delays from 119th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
It's time for Max Pack.
No. It's not time for Max Pack. It's JT's Tears. T-I, not T-E. No crying here. Just bringing
No
tears.
crying. And boy, oh boy, giving you the 5 teams I think that could host Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year. And
Hoist.
Hoist, like moist.
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
that word.
Yeah, you hate the word moist?
Not a big
Okay.
fan.
Well, let's start with number 5. Number 5, I've got the New England Patriots. It was a tough decision. I was in between the Colts and Patriots, and I said, you know what? I'm taking the Patriots because of the coaching. Mike Vrabel, I trust more than I couldn't even tell you. I forget who the Colts coach is.
You and me both, pal.
What, Shieston, you say?
He is a shyster.
Shane
Exactly.
Steichen.
Exactly.
Shane
That's why
Steichen.
I'm going with Vrabel. I think Vrabel could do it. And the other reason I'm going with the Patriots is because the AFC is so, like, open, you would say, compared to the NFC. I think there's a team that could take a step and maybe upset the Chiefs or the Ravens if they get there and win it to the Super Bowl. So that's why I have the Patriots at number 5. At number 4, I have the Detroit Lions. Listen, I think the Lions are good. They have a good offense, but they still have hiccups with the coaching. Campbell was doing the offensive coordinating last week against the Commanders. I'm not a fan of your head coach calling plays on the offense. That tells me you got some problems in the coaching staff.
Well, they do that in Kansas City.
They've done that for 27 years with Big Red on the sidelines.
But
they're an
usually-
exception to every rule, and I am normally with you on
but
that.
But
100%.
usually you don't do it in the middle of the season either.
No, that's one of those we're grasping at straws type of things.
Exactly.
Yes.
At number 3 might shock a lot of people, but I actually have the Eagles at number 3. Listen, I get it. The Eagles have won some games that the Chiefs kind of won last year that are ugly. You just say, hey, we win, we get out of there. But I just don't trust Sirianni. And when I heard yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, but Sirianni said that was not the play on 4th and 6. There was no play, and Hurts and Brown went into the huddle and said, we're going to throw this up to you, and you go make a play. If your quarterback and wide receiver are just going out there and throwing stuff up that you weren't calling, I don't know if I want to trust that team enough. At number 2, I have the Rams. And people are like, oh, the Rams, do you trust them? Listen, Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Sean McVay, feed me all of them. I love that team. I think the Rams are going to win the NFC West. I think they're going to be the 1 seed in the NFC come time. And I think they have the best chance in the NFC to host the Lombardi Trophy. But at number 1, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, I can get called homer, that's fine. But until someone beats them, you got to stick with them. And they're still hanging around with that 1, and they have the odds to win it in Vegas's eyes. So if Vegas has the eyes, why can't I have the eyes to see it? So I've got the Chiefs at number 1.
All right, that is JT's top tier.
Yeah, so JT's tiers, he's got the Chiefs because he's biased. He has the Rams at 2. He has the Eagles at 3, the Lions at 4, and the Patriots at 5. Look, I can defend all those as well. Patriots, they know what it's like to play football in the winter and up there in Foxborough, and that's no doubt.
And you nailed it with the coach, too. You nailed it with the coach.
Vrabel's got the experience. The Lions, I think they're always going to be a powerhouse. I mean, they are an electric offense, even though they only scored 17 against the Chiefs. People forget. The Eagles, I enjoy that one because of who they are. The Rams as well. I mean, I think the Rams should be number 1 on the list. I think they're the best team. And again, another producer and no love for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
I am going to hammer Seattle this weekend to beat the Rams. And if I'm wrong, we'll own it. And if I'm right, they better make a top 5 appearance in Max Pack next week.
Well, who said I don't think Seattle can win this game this week? It is in Seattle, I believe.
No, yeah, I didn't say you didn't think they could win it, but they're not in your top 5.
Well, no.
No, because they're a team everybody forgets about. They
Oh,
just
well, yeah.
are, you
well,
know?
yeah. If you got me to 6, it would probably be Seattle at 6. The thing is I think it's so top heavy and hard in the NFC. Like I said, AFC is wide open.
Right.
That NFC is so like I told you yesterday, out of my top 5 teams, you probably have I could have 3 in the top 5 that are NFC teams. That's just how good the NFC is.
And you do. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Before you get into your bottom feeders,
yeah.
Do you think, because we just brought up the announcement that if Jackson Dart can't go, it'll be Jameis Winston, not Russell Wilson. Do you think this is finally, because we all have that friend that just can't take a subtle hint.
Right.
Is this it for Russ?
No.
Like, is he going to finally realize, like, dude, nobody wants you anymore? Like, is he going to get this subtle hint?
I don't think so. I don't think he gets subtle hints, Dusty. I really don't. I think he is very much of the impression that he's not the problem, right?
Okay.
And you've been the problem in Seattle, you've been the problem in Denver, you've been the problem in Pittsburgh, and now you're the problem, in New York. But it's hard, I think, for a lot of these athletes to look in the mirror and say, okay, the writing is on the wall. My career here is done. And I think we're starting to see a little bit that with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. You and I were talking in one of the breaks. They were showing Aaron Rodgers' lowlights, I guess, on NFL Network. And all he does is blame everybody else. I mean, when you start to get into that situation where your passes are sailing and you're blaming the wide receiver for not being able to come down with a bad pass, that's when you start to have to look at the writing on the wall and realize, we may be pushing ourselves, out the door on this one. But yeah, seriously, dude, if Russell Wilson doesn't get the hint right now, I don't know what more he needs to get the hint to say, we don't want you around anymore. And by the collective we, I'm talking about the NFL. I don't think there's anybody in this league right now that wants Russell Wilson doing anything remotely close to holding a football.
Not a chance. So I don't know. I just thought I'd tee that up for you because I don't know if Russell Wilson will finally get the hint.
Yeah, I don't think he will either.
All right. Your bottom feeders.
All right, we'll start with number 5 this week, the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a football team that just cannot get out of its own way, cannot figure out ways to finish games, cannot find ways to get wins. They had 2 opportunities in the last 2 weeks, and they failed miserably at both of them. So the Raiders coming in at number 5.
Geno Smith, gone.
I definitely get rid of Geno Smith. I'd give Pete Carroll one more. Yeah, well, tough. I mean, those are sunk costs. You're paying it anyway, right? Cleveland coming in at number 4 on my list. Their manager in Cleveland was just voted manager of the year for the 2nd year in a row, which means that I'm sure somehow, some way, Stefanski will get coach of the year again in Cleveland. They've got a kind of a run on coach of the years over there in Cleveland for not a lot of success, right?
That guy from Toronto now winning.
Exactly.
What? Cleveland had an epic collapse almost in the history of baseball.
And a guy out there throwing games, literally. And Stephen Vogt almost wins the manager of the year.
Sorry, Toronto.
Unbelievable. So the Cleveland Browns come in at number 4. They need to do what the Giants did this week. They need to start Shedeur Sanders. They just need to go out there and let this world see what Shedeur Sanders is all about. Speaking of the Giants, they come in at number 3 this week. They did fire their coach, and so they are number 3 on the ledger this week. The Saints come in at number 2 on
Not
the
giving
list.
a shuck about the Saints, huh?
No,
they just won last week.
I don't care.
Okay.
They're still a bad football
No
team.
shucks given?
No shucks given at all for the
Shuck off?
Saints. Yeah, gone. Shuck this.
2 tears in a bucket, mother shuck it.
Yeah.
All right.
And the Titans, number 1. They're the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Obvious mistake from the list, not there. The Jets I left off this week. The reason they've won 2 in a row. Now, I will say this. Aaron Glenn's act is wearing very thin.
That's your guy.
He's he's not my guy. He's very condescending to the reporters. He's nasty to the reporters. He's got small man's disease right now in New York with the way that he's handling the questions and whatnot. And so if you're not going to win on the field, at least win off the field. And Aaron Glenn is neither winning on the field nor off the field. And I just don't take kindly to when people in sports like that try to bully the media and make the media look bad. The media's out there doing their job, man. It's a collective effort, and so if you're going to treat the media like that, I hope they treat Aaron Glenn like crap. And I really hope, quite frankly, the media just starts making up stuff in New York because Aaron Glenn won't say anything and just start claiming sources and put Aaron Glenn in a really bad position.
Mm-hmm. So another job and name that was linked to one of your bottom feeders is there's people that think that Mike McCarthy would be good in Tennessee as well.
Yeah, that's a good hire for Tennessee, too. I think both Tennessee and the Giants would benefit greatly from having Mike McCarthy on there because the Tennessee Titans kind of need that adult in the room. I mean, they had the adult in the room in Mike Vrabel, fired him. You see what he's doing right now. Now they're going to be on their 3rd coach since they fired Mike Vrabel. And so the Tennessee Titans, yeah, obviously, I think if you're firing your coach mid-season and you're looking to see who that next guy is going to be, the logical hire would be the guy that has had a lot of success with multiple organizations because that's what your organization needs. Good organizations, smart organizations don't normally fire their coaches midseason. They get rid of them because it's drastically bad. And when it's drastically bad, you need to have somebody in place that knows what they are doing, and it's not going to be a learn-on-the-job type of guy again. Both the Titans and the Giants would be lucky to get Mike McCarthy leading their organizations.
Yeah, I think if I had the opportunity to go to a job, I think I would take the New York job.
Absolutely.
Over
The Tennessee job. God.
I mean, you have 2 quarterbacks in year 2 on both teams, but I think you can clearly see that Jackson Dart's probably got a better future in the NFL than maybe
Cam Ward
does in Tennessee. Just because, I don't know, I thought Cam Ward would be better than he is, but I'm not going to judge it because of the situation that he's in.
Quite honestly, Dusty, and sorry to interrupt you, I've stopped watching Cam Ward because
when did we ever start?
At the beginning of the year, I was watching, to kind of curious to see what he was going to do. First overall pick, why not?
He got drafted.
Hey, well, that's true. And the guy who got drafted behind him is now done for the year.
That sucks.
Yeah,
that's terrible. I hope he can sustain the length of the NFL season. Travis Hunter obviously announced yesterday that he will be out for the season with MCL surgery? Is that what they said it was?
And then
like the knee surgery in general?
The headline on ESPN was something to the effect of, and if I can pull it up again and read it for you verbatim, was let's see, where is this Travis Hunter's story? Here it is. Travis Hunter's future about usage concerns now. Are we utilizing him too much? We're not even through an entire season with a rookie. And obviously playing both sides of the ball isn't done a lot in the NFL.
At all.
At all, right. Yeah, I'm trying to think like the last guy to play.
Troy Brown.
I mean, but very limited, right? This guy's playing legitimate snaps on both sides of the ball. And so, usage concerns, you bet in the NFL. I mean, we like to have 3 running backs because we have usage concerns. So we could have told you were probably going to have some usage concerns, but everybody wanted to see if he could do it. And now I would probably say let's try to focus on one side of the ball or the other.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
I know this is really random, but do you guys have a favorite dinosaur?
I would say for me, it's always kind of been the Brontosaurus.
Okay.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl. You like the aviation. You like the long neck.
I like the Brontosaurus because when I was a kid, and maybe I'll take you to the Museum of Natural History in New York, seeing the dinosaur skeletons and the fossils and fully built, and you see this Brontosaurus or this T-Rex, you're like, whoa. So it's either the Brontosaurus or the T-Rex for me.
Hell yeah.
Both extinct.
I like that Dilophosaurus, the one that ate Newman.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Stick, stupid. No wonder you're extinct. I'm going to run you over when I come back down here. No, you're not. You're going to get ate and splash tar in your eyes.
Would you ride a dinosaur if the dinosaurs were still around today instead of a car like Fred Flintstone rode that dinosaur as the kind of the backhoe type
Bob,
thing?
I live in Lee Summit. I've ridden a lot of dinosaurs.
Okay.
JT, one word.
Yeah, one word. So you guys just mentioned the AL Manager of the Year went to Stephen Vogt. My one, I want to know what your one word is for Toronto Blue Jays manager not getting the award.
Yeah.
Here's what it is. Voting occurred before the postseason started, but he still should have won Manager of the Year. Fraud. It's a fraud. They just love these guys in Cleveland and give them all the Manager and Coach of the Year awards.
It's lame, man. That guy almost had a historic collapse. Even though they still won the division, it's still
Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah, that's okay. That's right. Okay, yeah. Back-to-back divisions. The roster was set before he left. Gosh, could give it to Terry Francona as Coach of the Year. What he did in Cincinnati, what he did in Cleveland, and then gave Voigt the job. What are you doing here, man? Like, I don't know. It's just lame. Whatever.
I can tell you're a little upset about it.
I just hate the Cleveland Guardians. There's 3 sports people that I hate. It's the Broncos, it's Patrick Reed, and it's the Cleveland Guardians.
Okay.
That's it.
There you go.
Nobody
All right,
else.
Bob, I know you love the low-hanging fruits for the coaching circle. I just saw on ESPN, Bill Belichick. Would you be opposed to Bill Belichick in New York with the Giants?
That's the lowest of hanging fruits. I mean, that really is. That's like, that he's done in the NFL. So I will say stupid for anybody considering hiring Bill Belichick to any job.
Oh, you love him as a D coordinator there.
Well, yeah, but he's not going to do that.
No.
But but not as a no. The time has passed Bill Belichick. But I think the league told Bill that he's like the winningest coach this side of Don Shula. Left New England after winning 7 Super Bowls or whatever it was up there, and literally one NFL team talked to him.
Yeah, he has. It's 2 words, but it's damaged goods.
Yeah.
Because unless, which I don't know if it's going to happen because he's so far along in life, unless Belichick is able to say, I'll be the head coach and that's it, which I think would be music to anybody's ears hiring a coach that's going after Bill Belichick. If he just says there, hey, I'll be the head coach, I'll give some emphasis on defense, obviously, but that's it, I don't want to do anything else, then it would happen. But look, man, you know who somebody is when somebody is that person. And Bill Belichick ain't doing that. Andy Reid did it to a degree, but I mean, he has people in those positions, whereas Bill Belichick doesn't even want to put people in those positions. So, yeah, damaged goods. I know it's 2 words, but damaged is probably my one word if I had to give it one.
Okay, all right. The college football playoff rankings came out last night.
Let's go.
Same 4 are your 1 through 4.
Which are, again, it's Ohio State, Indiana, Alabama, and...
It's A&M, Alabama.
A&M, Alabama.
Yeah. So my one word for you, are you shocked, surprised that there was no change in the top 4, considering A&M went on the road to win? Indiana almost lost to a bad Penn State team.
Still won.
Any shocks with the college football playoff rankings staying the same for the top 4?
The shock is we want the 4 best teams in there, and it's time to get the 4 best teams in there, and those are the 4 best teams in college football. You got 2 Big Ten teams and 2 SEC teams, right? Those are the 2 leagues that are the best. And right now, who doesn't want Ohio State participating in the national championship game, or the playoff, I should say? Who doesn't want to see Indiana out there after what we saw on Saturday? Texas A&M is beating everybody, and Alabama's your old standby. I like that Final Four, and I think who would be better right now?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I like the matchup if it were to happen today, where it's Texas and Ole Miss in that first round. To see Arch Manning go up against Lane Kiffin, right? That'd be a fun matchup there. Oregon also in the college football playoff as well. And then who is it? Is it Colorado State that's in there now? Or who is that? Who's that 12th seed? I saw it last night. It blew me away. It's either, I thought it was Colorado.
I thought it was North Texas.
No.
North Texas.
It's the Rams, I think, isn't it?
That's Colorado State.
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure? Or is it USF, the Bulls?
The Bulls, yeah. Central Florida's in.
Yeah, South Florida.
South Florida, yeah. Yep. South Florida's in. That, to me, was the biggest surprise. The top 4, not a big surprise. But again, will it be the 4 when the final selection is in? I don't know. Alabama will still have to play the Iron Bowl, obviously, against Auburn. We'll see what that always entails. I don't think it'll be in any sort of fame an upset, but it's always a fun one to watch. Ohio State still plays Michigan. Yep. We'll see if Michigan wants to play
A&M
spoiler.
still has to go to Texas.
And
if Ryan Day doesn't beat Michigan this year, right?
Even with the national title on his shoulder?
I know. But I heard somebody say yesterday, if Ryan Day doesn't beat Michigan this week, the Giants should hire Ryan Day to be their coach.
The only one I feel like that could win out that I feel comfortable with is Indiana. They got Purdue and Wisconsin. Like those 2, you could easily win out. All right, my last one for you. One word on the news or rumors that the Royals have been talks with the Red Sox and Angels about trades.
Next segment.
My one word is eagerness. GM meetings that then slide into winter meetings, and again,
they meet a lot in baseball, don't they?
Right? Yeah, it's patience would be the one word with all of this. And again, like Bob said, we'll bring it up in the other side, because the Royals, again, last year, one of the most active teams. The year before, one of the most active teams. It is no shyness here. This is JJ's time to shine. He goes there, picks the brains of all these GMs, talks, tries to swindle some names around. But patience, eagerness, entertained. At least the Royals' names are popping up. They're not staying back, right? We hear the Pittsburgh Pirates stories. Oh, Paul Skeens will be a Pirate in 2026. He's gone. Dylan Crochet not Dylan Crochet, but Tarek Skubal could be a name going someplace now. That's interesting. Again, go be active. Go have fun. Go try to make a splash, because this team, again, was one bat away last year from playing extended baseball. I think that's all it was. They had the staff on the pitching rotation. They had some pieces in the field. They had 2 Gold Glovers. They had Sal having his year. Vinny was a great stick in the lineup last year. Bobby Witt Jr., Silver Slugger, Silver Glove, Gold Glove, Nixon 5, you name it. But yeah, eagerness, patience, all of that. So we can get into that on the other side, as we will have that discussion, because it was an interesting day to hear Royals names and acquisitions that could be on the move. We'll get into all of that on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for those Kansas City Royals.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trey Smith, and you're listening to Fescoe Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash, Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend Dawn Sharp is unbelievably outstanding, right? You're thinking about selling your home, or maybe you're looking, moving to the area and you're looking to buy a home. I mean, there's people moving in all the time, right? And you need to find the best real estate agent out there, and that is my friend Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team. They've mastered both the art and science of selling homes. Success hinges on 3 critical factors: competitive pricing, outstanding presentation, and strategic marketing. Selling your home is a major decision, which is why you need to trust local specialists like the Sharp Homes team. When you partner with them, your home won't sit idle on the market. It will outperform the competition and command top dollar. And the Sharp Homes team can also give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Great. Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. And they're so easy to find, guys. Just go to Google and type in Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team, and you'll see the difference that Dawn and her team make. They spend thousands of marketing dollars every month to attract more buyers, which increases demand and sells home faster for top dollar. So Google them now, Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team, and start packing.
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help this patient.
Hi, this is Doug. I'm a patient with Heartland Men's Health. I've been doing low T treatment for just under a year now. I've always dedicated my life to work. I've always found the time to go to gym. I'm 46 years old. My energy level has been on a roller coaster. With work, when we would have like long, stressful meetings, I would notice that I was very exhausted and drained afterwards. And with the low T treatment, I'm not as stressed. I started to feel a lot more level-headed. The roller coaster kind of went away. I think Heartland Men's Health, they really have it figured out. The professional staff, I think it's a wonderful treatment for men of any age. And it's definitely a benefit I'm going to continue.
Thank you. It's true. Your initial appointment includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, returns to Paramount Plus. From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
You have to know the rules of the game and bend them, and you really have to know them to break them.
Demi Moore.
I want success. Get it for me.
Andy Garcia, Ali Larter, and Sam Elliott.
You don't even know the game you're playing, do you?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. Synergen X and Low T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. What makes them the MVPs? Well, they use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone to increase it, and not just those compounds that might exist in other places. Synergen X and Low T Center are the real experts you can trust for quality care. Most major insurance is accepted, and you can choose between in-person or online appointments. And for a limited time only,
Visit any Synergen X or Lote Center for a free hormone consultation and free T-test, and automatically entered for a chance to win either autographed sports memorabilia such as jerseys, balls, or helmets, or you may even win a pair of tickets to a major sporting event in town. Synergen X and Lote Center are getting you to the top of your game. A TRT MVP. Get in today and get your health back and win. Visit TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 71 northbound, very heavy from 87th Street. Starts to move better up around Meyer. The earlier accident at 55th Street looks to have cleared. East side 435 southbound, very heavy from Eastwood Trafficway all the way down past Gregory, with multiple accidents reporting it through there. Alan Corn, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back in on 96.5 The Fan, 7:45 on a Wednesday. I really hope you go out there and see the Aurora Borealis tonight.
I will. I will do that tonight. Breaking news coming from the Dominican Republic today.
Not good.
It's. I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent, quite honestly. In an interview held by Director of CDN Deportes, Frank Camillo, reporter Luis Hernandez, a good friend of Emmanuel Clase A, affirms that Clase A has stated that the calls intercepted by the FBI were for rooster fighting and not related to illegal bets. Clase A remains in the Dominican Republic, currently not under custody. So he's saying it's cockfighting that's why he's down there in the Dominican. You know, like little Jerry Seinfeld and whatnot. Like, are we reliving a Seinfeld episode? You're saying that your rooster fighting was what you were talking about? I'm not buying that.
Is that like when Fernando Tatis blamed getting a haircut on a steroid test that came back positive?
Yeah, that's right.
Remember that? It's like, it was a haircut. The guy,
wasn't there a member of the Royals?
Mondesi.
That's right, who had cough medicine, and I was yelled at by a PR guy one time. What are you talking about? Nobody has cough medicine. It's turning up steroids. Come on.
I mean, that is
Clown
one
show.
wild excuse to use. Yeah, hey, we're rooster fighting down here in the Dominican Republic.
Well,
so.
they do. I mean, that is a big thing in other countries. They do.
Really?
Yes. I mean, they do that kind of stuff down there. So but that's not an excuse. I don't think anybody's going to be buying that. Little Jerry Seinfeld's in there trying to fight at 2 a.m. at a bodega. Like, come on.
If my little brother is listening, I'm sorry you're hearing about rooster fighting. I know he's a 4-H member, so he does like duck shows and rooster shows, so he would not be happy to hear people are fighting with roosters.
Nobody. I mean, no, it's not people fighting. They put two roosters in a ring together and they peck at each other. And whatever one is dead. Yeah.
Oh,
you don't know what rooster fighting is?
No, I know what dog fighting is.
Well,
yeah.
They don't kill each other, the roosters?
No, they do.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see him die.
Right.
No, I thought you said a person was in the ring
No,
fighting
you
a
meant like
rooster.
the rooster.
Oh, okay.
That's
My
a
bad.
different cockfight.
Yeah, I thought you said the person was fighting a rooster. I'm like, oh, no, this is two roosters.
That'd be a
you don't got
big
a guy in there
mismatch.
trying to fight a rooster.
That's a big mismatch.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. That's like, no, we're not doing that. I mean, the other stuff is cruel as it gets, but
Peter
I mean,
Griffin's the only one that fights a rooster.
Yeah.
That or that little mouse.
And a chicken.
And a chicken. All right. So yesterday, a lot of Royals information was out there as GMs are meeting right now. I know J.J. McCullough was interviewed, I think, on MLB Network last night or maybe the day before, talking about what they want to do. They want to get an outfield bat. There's also some teams out there that are obviously going to bid on the bigger players. Like I think I saw somewhere that the Red Sox are dead serious. The Red Sox are the favorite to get Kyle Schwarber and Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
why wouldn't they be?
get them
right?
out of the way in that whole thing, and then let the Royals come in and get the rest.
Yeah, and why wouldn't they be that way? But I mean, like there was a tweet yesterday, and I told you, like, somebody said, "Source: Royals looking for outfield bat." I go, "Source: fat kid looking for buffet." Like, yes, we know that. Like, it's not breaking news when the Royals move to Kansas. It's not breaking news when the Royals want to acquire an outfield bat. We all know this is kind of the stuff that is out there that they've been looking for the better part of a generation. I mean, I've been covering the Royals since 2001, Dusty, and every year they've needed a corner outfield bat. So this is something that's been going on for at least 24 years here in Kansas City. But there were some names that were being floated out there yesterday, and I'm going to read them to you and then give you a possible what could be given back, if you will, in return for these players, because I want to quote this tweet the right way so I give the proper credit where credit's due when it comes to some of the players that could potentially be available in this cycle. Okay, so the first name on the list, and this comes from at Sleeper MLB. Okay, Sleeper MLB, per John Morosi, the Royals are seeking a trade for an outfielder. The Angels and Red Sox are two possible suitors. Okay, and then they've got the names for the possible suitors on there, and I'll just go through the suitors first, and you can rank them. You can do whatever you want. Taylor Ward, Joe Adell from the Angels, Abreu and Duran from the Boston Red Sox, right? Okay? And then Mike Trout's name is in there as well. So those are kind of the four names that this at Sleeper MLB is talking about. And I think two of the biggest names that the Royals will be questioned about will be from the pitching staff. I think Noah Cameron, who I've been saying trade for a while, and another one, Chris Bubich. That's a name you've been saying trade for a while right now. So I'm going to present some trade options to you, Dusty, and you tell me if you're in favor of doing these trades, and let's just assume it's a one-for-one type of thing at this point in time. Taylor Ward is a name we've heard for, 2 years now? Dayton wanted Taylor Ward here in Kansas City, so this is nothing new. They've wanted Taylor Ward here for a while. Would you be willing to give up Noah Cameron for Taylor Ward?
Negative.
Would you be willing to give up Chris Bubich for Taylor Ward?
No.
I wouldn't either. I don't think Taylor Ward is a bigger name to do a one-for-one swap for the Royals. You know, if the Angels want to trade Taylor Ward and they want Bubich or Cameron back in return, they're going to have to sweeten the pot. I don't think Taylor Ward is a good enough player to give up either Bubich or Cameron without more coming back in. What do you think about that?
No, I don't want Taylor Ward on this team. He'll be 32 next year.
Yep.
He's a career 247 hitter. Career home run wise, 113. Obviously, he had a really good year this last year. He hit 36 home runs and 103 RBI. That's by far and away his best season. He's never had more than 75 RBIs in a season, and never had 25 or more home runs. In a season other than once. So his last 2 years have been very good. 25 and 75 and hit 246. This past year he hit 36 with 103 and 228.
Yeah.
You have that in Salvador Perez.
Okay.
Like, you can get that out of Jack Caglione. I truly believe. I don't know about 36, but I think Jack Caglione, if he has no pressure and has a clean slate, Jack Caglione could hit 25, hit 75 RBI and hit 246. I don't think that's out of the realm. 36, 103 and 228 maybe for Cags, but I think instead of going and trading one of your better pitchers for a 32-year-old player that could give you exactly what I think Cags' ceiling might be right now, which would be 25, 75 in a season, why do that when you have Cags for 4 more years or 4 more years of control?
And you need more in return. I can't do a one-for-one with Bubich or Cameron for Taylor Ward. But they do.
I don't know why.
They've loved him since Dayton was the general manager of this team. And so, what?
He's not anymore. And I don't know why.
But they still love him.
And I don't know why that's carried over. I don't know if that's just always been in the room of hey, this Taylor Ward guy, it's just a name, and you know the Angels are always vulnerable. God, this is going to make me sound terrible because I said I wouldn't want a 32-year-old outfielder, but
I'd take a 32-year outfielder for a player to be named later or a lesser player.
I might trade Bubich for Trout.
Okay, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Would you trade Cameron for Trout?
No.
I don't think I would trade Cameron for Trout, but I'd definitely trade Bubich for Trout.
And I know this is going to sound terrible because you know that I'm a Royals guy. I'm a Royals truther. I love baseball. But look, what Trout could bring, again, and I'm going to try to defend myself as best as possible. Because you say, I don't want Mike Trout. The guy's always hurt. When's the last time Chris Bubich played a full season? I'll wait.
Yeah.
What's the potential that he's going to live up to what he did this past season, be an all-star pitcher who, again, then was still shut down, coming off of a season where he had Tommy John, off of a season where he only pitched a quarter of it because he got Tommy John. So it's been 4 years since you've seen Chris Bubich actually playing a full role. I don't have anything against Chris Bubich, but I know that if you're going to sell him for something, I would rather take my chances on a perennial all-star player that if he does come over, can DH, can play right field. I'm obviously still in the Cody Bellinger sort of race where I would possibly think about a Cameron move, but probably not. Bubich has been my guy that I think you move. I think he's good enough. I think he's young enough. And I think maybe there's a possibility that you got to everything that you were going to get out of him, which was an all-star performance in the first half of the season. I'm not hiding that or not taking that away from the young kid at all. But again, what's more important right now, having Chris Bubich or having a guy in right field and a leader on this team that could really teach people what to do, especially a guy like Mike Trout, who doesn't like media, who doesn't like stardom, who doesn't like attention. Kansas City is a damn good spot for you. I know I'm wishing in one hand and crapping in the other, but I'm giving you what I would give up for Chris Bubich. I would not do Taylor Ward, but I would do Mike Trout because of what I think could be there. The expectations, a new place. You're not in Anaheim anymore. You're in Kansas City. No one will ever remember you as a Royal, but we will. It's a dream. It's a pipe dream, but I think that's where I would maybe think about sending Bubich for somebody.
What about Joe Adell? Would you be willing to give up Chris Bubich or Noah Cameron for Joe Adell?
I don't think so. I don't know if there's enough on paper for a guy like Joe Adell, because I think, again, he's the guy that, you want in your outfield because he's got power and he's got RBI numbers and his slash line's great. He had 124 hits last year and 37 were dingers, right? 98 RBI, 236. That's why I tell people you got to throw averages out the window.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the home runs
but
and
37
RBIs.
and 98, sticking that in your right field or your left field,
right.
Absolutely that'd be okay. And then I'd have to look and see how old he is. Is he in his 20s still, or is he kind of aged out a little bit in that realm with the Angels? Looks like for sure. He's 27 years old.
Yeah, so Joe Adell for Chris Bubich you're doing. Straight up. Again, we're just talking straight up. We're not going to get into the weeds.
I think I would do that because I think they're similar in age. Their tenured in the MLB is similar, whereas he'll be 27, Taylor Ward will be 31. Taylor Ward is 32 years of age next year in the season. Will only have really 2 solid years that have given me proof that he can do it. Whereas Adell, he only really played a full season. He only played a full season in 2024. And in that season, he played 130 games, had 451 plate appearances, and had again, average doesn't matter, but he hit 20 home runs and 62 RBI.
His last 2 years have been really good. He has 57 homers and 160 RBIs in the last 2 years.
Yeah, so
I would trade either Bubich or Cameron for him.
He's what we say on the come. I don't think I would trade Cameron for him because I think Cameron's more valuable in the role that he could present than what Joe Adell could present. Mm-hmm. But a guy like Bubich, who, again, has had history in the past of injuries, I don't know if I trust him moving forward. And, again, to get something, you got to give something.
Right.
And that's how trade works. One team and another team have to agree on something. You're not going to get a guy like Joe Adell or somebody like that for being like, oh, we'll give them, Angel Zerpa and Stratton. And they'll, no,
it doesn't.
You have to give them a piece.
It doesn't work that way. I got a couple more. Let's carry this over to the next segment because I got a couple of more that I want to run by you from the Boston Red Sox that I think will get people potentially excited. And I want more on Joe Adell for a second, too, because there's something that we're not mentioning about him that I think makes all the difference in the world on that
No doubt about it. We're talking baseball on the other side again here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear from ESPN's Nate Taylor every Thursday at 8:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics want to help you feel better. Yes, they do. And they want to help you feel better without surgery, without pills, without any sort of scalpels. What if they said relief for all of your joint pains can come from you using your own regenerative power, using natural healing factors that help and restore, repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve the pain at its source? And what if I told you it's done with no surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again? Imagine swinging that golf club and saying, man, I feel awesome. That's the freedom QC Kinetics help people rediscover every single day. Don't mask the pain. Let QC Kinetics regain what pain took away. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Vets will get $500 off their treatment, and every non-vet who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. So get your appointment scheduled today at QC Kinetics. They're available on Saturdays. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouthwatering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com.
We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance and better health. We have plans with low out-of-pocket premiums. For coverage to start January 1st, you must enroll by December 15th. Go to ambetterhealth.com/enroll for your free, no-obligation quote. That's ambetterhealth.com/enroll. Ambetter Health, on a mission for better. Ambetter Health is the brand name for health insurance products underwritten by subsidiaries of Centene Corporation. Go to ambetterhealth.com to see offerings in your state. This is a solicitation for insurance.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. 169 Highway southbound heading towards downtown. You get heavy at the airport exit. Stays very slow to the bridge. Then getting onto 35 southbound, it just starts crawling, and you're crawling all the way down south of downtown towards the split with Southwest Trafficway. 670 westbound, very heavy because of this, and now 70 westbound stacked up into downtown from 23rd Street and Building. 71 northbound, heavy into downtown from 18th Street. The world's coming to Kansas City in 2026. Is your parking lot ready? Faded lines, potholes, unsafe sidewalks. Gann Asphalt and Concrete is your winning team. One contractor, all things parking lot. Visit GannAsphalt.com today. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Broncos on Sunday with pregame starting at noon. Kickoff at 3:25 with Mitch, Danon, and Clean. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
Got to pay my respects to the text line. A hell of a text. They said Emmanuel Clase is basically Kenny Powers from season 2 of Eastbound and Down. Essentially, cockfighting, gambling, closer, was really good for like a year. I just don't know if he has the same attitude, but that is a very good text from you guys.
That is good.
Line.
Joey, did he get paid, or was he still on his rookie contract?
I couldn't tell you.
Who, Kenny Powers?
Clase.
No, he was in the middle of a $38 million contract.
That's what I thought. I thought he was in a big contract.
I mean, this guy was getting paid. He's stupid. He's a dumbass. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. You're dope. I mean, like, you're not a Mensa candidate
Emmanuel
here.
Clase is a 5-year, $20 million contract with the Cleveland Guardians, which runs through the 2026 season.
I mean, stupid. Just a dummy. Just a dope. So we were talking a little bit about the Royals and some potential moves. And you know, Joe Adell is a name that pops up. He's under team control through the 28th season, Dusty. So I think, you know, that is another reason why you potentially look to make a move for a guy like Joe Adell, because you have him, you know, free agent after the 28th season. So you've got a couple of years with him that can really be productive years, and there's no reason that he has to leave. I mean, the landscape, I'm sure, of baseball is going to change, you know, in a couple of years, and we can't worry about, trading for a guy because we're going to lose him in 2 years or something like that. We don't know. John Sherman is a completely different owner than what David Glass was for this franchise. He actually empowers his people to go out there and make moves, sign guys. And so Joe Adell, you know, I wouldn't hate Joe Adell here.
Should I make the guy at Nathan's wedding and go up to John Sherman's table at Denny's wedding and go, Hey, love the program that you're running. What do you guys think about Mike Trout to Kansas City? I'm going to get out of here.
And John will go, oh, so you're working with Bob now, I see, right?
You're that loudmouth dumbass. That's with Fescoe. Yes, sir.
Because I've had face-to-face conversations with John. I go, you got to get Ohtani. We've had it on the air with John. You know, you got to go get Ohtani. So he'll go, oh, so Bob's wearing off on you already, huh? My friend texted me because this is like the NFL world merging. Like we assume everything in sports is run like the NFL. We just do. That's our mindset. We're an NFL society. And my friend sends me this text yesterday. He's in Italy right now. He sends me this text. He goes, how about the Royals transactions this week? I call them chicken feed. They need an impact bat. I responded back. I go, dude, this is baseball free agency. This isn't the NFL. Just because it started doesn't mean we're actually going to see moves made in baseball, right? They call it the hot stove because old people sit around the stove and talk baseball in January. We got a long time to go.
Yeah, the NFL is the hare, and so is the NBA, and the MLB is the tortoise.
Yeah.
Like, they'll get there. It
takes forever.
It's a process.
But everybody believes now because of the way that the NFL and the NBA are with free agency, everything's like that. Baseball's never been like that. Scott Boras is out there mucking up the whole system like he's done for a while.
The trade deadline in the NFL is more entertaining than the baseball trade deadline.
I know, and it shouldn't be. And then, again, that's another...
Didn't used to be.
No, another topic for another day. All right, what about Abreu from the Boston Red Sox for either Chris Bubich or Noah Cameron? 22 homers, 69 RBIs a season ago. Obviously, that outfield bat that you could potentially look for and want. I'm trying to find his age right now. Let's see. 26.
Okay. So that's a good run.
Yep.
That's where I start. 26.
26 years old.
23 and what?
23 and 69, or 22 and 69 last year. Hit about 250, 247.
Best season he's had, probably.
Yeah, I would imagine probably so. Let's see what his stats look like here. Oh, yeah. I mean, he had 15 and 58 the year before for the Red Sox, 22 and 69 last year.
Nice.
So he's getting better and better and better from a production standpoint, and scores you about 100 runs a game. That's a nice player for the Kansas City Royals. He's a right fielder, and he could potentially be your right fielder of the future. So, Bubich or Cameron, are you willing to do that?
No, because I would think that you have that player. I would trust that this team has that player.
Okay.
And I would think that, again, I'm a big high guy on Cags. I think everybody knows that at this point. I think Cags can get you 23 and 69. I really do. I think that, that was his welcome to the major league moment. Obviously, his stock is very down because of what his performance was last year. But again, we heard what Vern told us last week. Cags is your right fielder. Going into spring training, going into Arizona, when you go down there and have your normal yearly visit, you'll see Cags will be the right fielder. And until maybe if there's like a move with Vinny, who I saw is a very interested name in the Boston Red Sox area.
The Red Sox have talked a lot about it.
Very
fans
interested.
Anyway, at least.
They're very interested to have Vinny Pasquantino play first for them, because that's another name that I think that doesn't get talked about a lot when you're moving a player. And I know a lot of people wouldn't want to see that, but
again, in order to get better, as you said earlier, you got to trade good pieces at times.
And what's Vinny going to be, 28 next year? I don't want to see Vinny go. I think he's great for the city. I think he's great for the station for all that he does on the 10 to 2 show. And I think that he's a good cornerstone player to have on this team, especially being a locker room guy. We talk about glue guys. I don't want to see Vinny go, but it would have to be a pretty big haul to see that. But no, I don't think I would take that, because again, I'm going to stay with my gut, and I'm going to assume that Caglione is going to be just fine. And I know I haven't opened the text line yet, but I know people are going to say, Dusty, you got to give up on the CAG stream. I don't, because I do believe that the talent is there, and I do believe now that year has passed, I think you can have that. Plus, you have so much more control with
yeah,
Cags.
But why would anybody give up on a guy who had basically a cup of coffee at the big league level? Like,
in the past and what we saw from other rookies this year.
Fair point, but you can't live life that way. Like you had mentioned earlier, and everybody does this when it talks about players. Well, what if he gets hurt? Well, you can't live your life if what if he gets hurt? I mean, we're talking about professional athletes. Odds are they're going to get hurt. I mean, so you can't have that factored in. When you're making a move. Now, if it's an injury-prone guy, that's a different kind of conversation. But saying, I'm afraid to make a move because the guy may get hurt, we got to get out of that. And we got to get out of the mindset that a lot of fans are in that you just mentioned of, Cags didn't do great last year. We all know that. But that doesn't define who he is as a baseball player. Now, if he comes back this season and doesn't do well, then we're going to have a conversation.
I think it's also being burned in the past and seeing the results of this year. We saw Nick Kurtz come up and win Rookie of the Year.
And that's another really good point by you.
He was obviously picked before Cags in the draft this year. We saw Roman Anthony come up and he did well. Jacob Wilson, another one. That kid in Chicago. Noah Cameron did well as a rookie. And we've seen other players in the past for the Royals get brought up, and it just never panned out. It's like, this is just same story, different book, different year, whatever it may be. But we've seen this before, and I don't want to get burned again. The hype for Cags, I mean, we were everywhere from Omaha to Springfield to St. Louis to Kansas City watching this young kid come up. So I think there's a lot of that because, you obviously do forget the power the microphone has. People listen. People take what you have as truth. And I can't emphasize this enough. I do believe Cags will be that guy.
And look, I'm not giving up on him at all right now. I think it's foolish to give up on somebody like that. Like George Brett went back down. Like George Brett did not play great when he first came up to the big leagues, and he's maybe the greatest third baseman to have ever played the game.
Look, Michael Garcia was terrible 2 years ago.
Yep.
He was a Gold Glove third baseman and maybe the best player on the team this year outside of Bobby Witt Jr.
He was outstanding. Yeah, right, exactly. So you just can't. I mean, getting that adjustment to the big league level is a big one. Final name for you, Jarren Duran from the Red Sox. Would you be willing to trade Bubic or Cameron straight up for Jarren Duran?
I want nothing to do with Duran.
Okay, why?
I don't think he's right for this team. I think he's an individual athlete. I think he's obviously, you can go look at the trouble he's had in Boston. I'm not holding anything against him. I mean, he had his best year in 2024 when he had 48 doubles, 14 triples, 21 home runs, 75 RBI. Last year, 41 doubles, 13 home runs, 16 home runs. Look, man, I think he's a good player. I just don't know if he's part of this like Q Royals system. And I know a lot of people roll their eyes and say anybody can be in the system and make it work. I don't think he is. I don't think he's a guy that at 29 years old you would bring in here and have him be, hey, because if you're going to bring in a big bat, you're going to take on a big role. Like you're going to be a guy. You're going to be a guy in a market like Kansas City where it's like, hey, we went and gave up somebody that we knew was good for somebody that didn't want to be in Boston and Boston didn't want you there. Now you've got to – it gives me a lot of Jose Guillen vibes. I know he's younger than what Jose Guillen was, but that's kind of the same vibe I get from a Duran-type guy. And, they're also – the trade deadline's also interesting because what we saw last year, which was they gave up Brady Singer for Jonathan India, and it did not work out for the Royals.
No.
Jonathan India was a massive disappointment. Up and down with injury, up and down with inconsistency, was the leadoff hitter, was a starting third baseman, and was basically demoted to a utility guy who hit seventh in your lineup. So I think there's a lot of scars from that move as well.
Yeah.
But you got to make moves because if you don't know what the result could be. But Duran is a guy that I would pass on when you put the names like Bubic and Cameron involved.
Well, and that's the thing, though, too. Just because the other move didn't work out with Jonathan India doesn't mean we stop making moves.
Sure.
And I know a lot of people do get into that kind of mindset. It's like, okay, that didn't work out. So, no, you keep trying. I mean, as much as we dog on the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray being terrible, at least they moved on from Josh Rosen after that first year and realized that was a bad decision. And they went back and tried to get somebody else to fix. They didn't stick with a bad decision because of money or anything like that. They realized it was bad and they moved from that. And so just because a bad decision happens doesn't mean you just stop making all those moves and trying because you were burned one or two times. I just love the fact that the Royals are basically in the driver's seat, guys, when it comes to a lot of these moves that can be made because they do have that surplus at pitching that is so vital right now around Major League Baseball. We're talking about trading Bubic and Cameron, two guys that if they, basically pitched the entire year, Dusty, would have been in consideration for the Cy Young Award last year, right? I mean, if Noah Cameron started in April and pitched this way the entire year, he would have been a Cy Young candidate. If Bubic stayed healthy and continued to do what he was doing, he would have been a Cy Young candidate as well. So we have the possibility of trading two different Cy Young candidates for a bat out there. We have got to use these chips in the best possible way and make sure we're utilizing Bubic and Cameron, if those are the guys that get traded, in the best way to make this organization strong, because I don't know the next time that any organization is going to have the collateral to trade like the Royals do with Bubic and Cameron right now.
No doubt about it. The Royals will continue to be active as GM meetings are continuing to go on. Are they done?
Yeah, they just started.
Yeah, I was going to say, they go on until at least, I think, Saturday.
I think through the weekend or so. These guys got to go out there and run up their expense accounts.
No doubt.
Also, with the Red Sox, they don't have good catching as in either in Major League or in their prospects. So maybe Blake Mitchell.
Blake Mitchell could be. That's a good call by you. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And like I said, these were just if you would do a 1-for-1 type of deal.
1-for-1. Okay. Yeah.
There has to be other collateral thrown in. Like if I'm giving up Chris Bubic, Taylor Ward back in return is just not enough. If I'm giving up Noah Cameron, Taylor Ward back in return is not enough.
No.
Yeah.
You would need it like
but
another.
Those would be the headliners.
Right. You want the headliners, and then you could get like a prospect or two that you think could make it to the major leagues in a year or two.
Damn. We'll see. I want to see him bring in a name. There was an injury update Monday. We'll see if it plays into what this game could be, because I think he's more important than people give him credit for. We'll talk about it next on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trent McDuffie, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and that cool weather's moving in, that hot weather's moving out, but keep it hot in the bedroom. And if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, just remember that ED is nothing more than a medical condition. Studies show that around 50% of men over the age of 50 have some form of the condition, and young men can be affected by ED as well. But what you may not know is that ED stems from a variety of causes, and these often call for differing treatment strategies. And that's what Heartland Men's Health does. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pills or the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So, if ED has been affecting your intimacy, schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider and a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call my friends at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Ready for action, hockey fans? BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is giving players another reason to lace up and hit the ice this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to the goals, the checks, the face-offs, and the breakaways with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like Dark Mode 2. Log into BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, all throughout the hockey season to see what's new. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet. Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching.
Me too.
Yes! T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
70 westbound still heavy into downtown with earlier problems that have cleared. It's very slow from around 27th Street into the downtown loop. Much of that is crawling. Once you get onto 670, things pick up a move at posted speeds. 35 southbound still slow from I-70 down past 12th Street. The earlier problem south of downtown has cleared. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
We're a family here at Odyssey and 96.5 The Fan. We're a family. Today's family is JT Noah, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens with you until 10 o'clock, and then it is Binkley, Gold, and Drew, and Carrington at 2 o'clock as well. I say that we're family because this is a family show sometimes, not all the time. But Carrington Harrison yesterday had a pretty good tweet, and I thought it was interesting because I'm sure they brought up on his show. He put in, fill in the blank. Blank needs to step up for the Chiefs in the second half of the season. So Bob Fescoe, JT Noah, fill in the blank.
It's easy for me. It's Chris Jones. I think the success and failure of the second half of the season is going to really be predicated on the way that Chris Jones plays and the way that Chris Jones dominates on defense or doesn't dominate on defense. But he is the guy that I think right now really does need to step it up in the second half. We need more out of him. We need our stars to be stars, and I'm going to continue to say that. I know it sounds repetitive, but when you win and lose in professional sports, it really isn't about the ancillary players that everybody likes to rip on. That guy stinks, Daniel Sorensen. No, it's about your stars. Are your stars being stars? And right now, Chris Jones is anything but a star. He is not playing like a star. He's playing like a burnt-out light, and he needs to turn that light on and start playing like a star. So I think he's the guy that needs to step it up in the second half for the Kansas City Chiefs. What about you?
JT Noah?
I'm going on a different route here. I'm going to go with Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
And I get it. He was injured in the first game and I was out for 3 games. But Rice stepped up and then he has kind of died down. I could say almost all the wide receivers in a sense of Rice and Worthy, they need to step up. But I want to see Xavier Worthy step it up because I want to see him get those gadget plays. I saw Buffalo told us that you could see tendencies with if they're going to run the ball or pass it because of how he stood. So I need to see more out of Xavier Worthy with the deep shot, coming across the middle, showing energy. I get Chris Jones is getting paid like a superstar because he is a superstar, but he hasn't shown up. But Xavier Worthy, we need all weapons to show up and be effort. So that's why I think Xavier Worthy needs to be the person that steps up.
Senators, you say this was Andy Reid Monday on Xavier Worthy.
Well, we try to get them all involved the best we can. Some games you're just going to have that where, they're taking somebody away, and that's how it goes. That's happened. How the coverage goes. That's how the play call goes. So on. So, but we're not down on Xavier Worthy. We know he's a good player, and we like to get the ball in the good players' hands, the best way we can. So it just hasn't rolled that way.
I'll say this. I don't disagree with anything that Andy said, but if you're taking away Xavier Worthy, let's just say that is what's happening. There always should be somebody else on this team, though, that's open, right? Like taking away Travis Kelce, it's not week 2 anymore, right? If you take away Travis Kelce in week 2, well, you didn't have anybody else to go to. Worthy was hurt. Rice was suspended. We didn't know what was going on with the running game. We're now in week 11, right? We're going into week 11 with this team. And if they take Xavier Worthy away, fine. I mean, I would look at it and say you can take any offensive weapon away because there's others that can step up. You take Worthy away, there's Rice, there's Hollywood Brown, there's Tyquan Thornton, there's Juju Smith-Schuster, there's Travis Kelce. So, like, removing a player from a game based on what the defense is doing, that's not an excuse, if you will, if you lose a football game. Well, they took Xavier Worthy out. Great, that Rice should have dominated or Hollywood Brown should have dominated, right?
But if you're going to take away Xavier Worthy, why can't you make a play call where you get Xavier Worthy open? Use him like you use Rashee Rice. Put him in the backfield as a running back and get him either a run play or even a screen. Like, there's different ways you can manipulate with your weapons because those weapons can line up in different ways to get open.
And maybe there's a little bit, and I hope not, but maybe a little bit of like self-preservation with Xavier Worthy at this point in the time, knowing, hey, we're going to really need him to be healthy at the end of the year. But again, if that's the case, then he shouldn't be playing. I've always been like, if we're hiding injuries or we're nursing injuries or we're doing stuff because a guy's banged up, then that guy shouldn't be on the field. If a guy is on the field, in my opinion, it's always been, he's capable of doing everything.
Yeah, I like the Xavier Worthy to step up. I want to kind of take three different angles on here because I looked at all the replies in there, and the top three were Chris Jones, Andy Reid, and Charles Omenihu.
Okay.
Those were the three most popular names in Carrington's replies on Twitter with who do you want to see blank pick it up in the second half of the season. To take a vague sort of way about this, how about everybody?
That's a good answer.
You know, how about
that's a great answer.
I mean,
love
right?
it.
Like, how about everybody step up? Right?
Well done.
Xavier Worthy, the one thing I will say is, you know, you kind of hit on it because we asked Dana Hughes about it when he was on after Xavier Worthy's injury. Is like, he's at practice, like, Dana, what would you do? He's like, I'd play. And that's what he said. He'd play through the injury. I don't know where Xavier Worthy is with that shoulder injury. Like, I don't know if that's, you know, affecting his catch radius because a lot of people last week were like saying, hey, like, I would have loved to see him like actually go up and fight for that ball. Maybe that's the extension that he has. Like, maybe that shoulder injury is that sort of case. And again, that goes to Andy Reid. Like, if that's the case, then don't have him being the receiver having that sort of opportunity where that might happen. Let that be Thornton. Let that be Juju. Let that be Hollywood. Somebody like that. So Andy Reid could be better. We saw him not have a great coaching game against Buffalo, right? You were running the ball well, and then you ran away from the ball in the second half. Chris Jones, obviously a name that could step up. Somebody in the text line or in the threads also said Dave Tobe could step up. This is an everybody type of thing. You are 5-4. You are playing your biggest divisional game of the season as of right now against the Denver Broncos. You're going into enemy territory. They're 8-2. Their biggest concern is their quarterback. Their biggest, you know, comfortable blanket per se is their defensive line and their offensive line. Those are two of the most opposite teams of where they're at. One team is 8-2 and their biggest complaint is their quarterback. The other team is 5-4 and their biggest complaint is their defensive line and their offensive line, right? Can this offensive line continue to move forward and gel? Will Josh Simmons play left tackle? Will Jalen Moore go to right tackle, or will it be Juwan Taylor's job? All these sort of things. So I think this is more so a thing where there's too many names that have been underperforming, in my opinion, for this team. I think that is why you're at 5-4. Chris Jones, Charles Omenihu, Leo Chanel, Drew Tranquill, right? Falling down against Kincaid, you know, letting a play happen on Monday Night Football. It didn't actually end up being a huge play, but I mean, it didn't affect the game that much. But against Washington, he went, you know, inside, should have gone outside or vice versa and allowed a guy to be wide open.
When in doubt, go outside, man.
Right? Your defense could play. I mean, they've been great. Your defense, anybody and everybody could step up in this team. And I think everybody kind of has to. You could look at Hollywood Brown maybe taking a role of being like, hey, if X is hurt, like, let me be incorporated into those routes and then let him be incorporated into what my routes would be if that's the case. Have a voice. Let Andy Reid hear these things, and Andy Reid could be better. Matt Nagy could be better. Patrick Mahomes could be better.
Patrick could be better. Yeah, Spags could be better.
Everybody can. Everybody's got to play better. But I'm with you. I'm with both of you. I think both of the names that you give are very reasonable names. Chris Jones has to be him on that defensive line for this team to kind of create pressure to make things open up for everybody else. And I'm like everybody else. I don't want to hear that he's double teamed every
play. I'm over it. I'm over it.
It's going to happen, man. It's going to happen with Rashee Rice. We heard all, you know, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's hype of his career. Kelsey's always going to be bracketed. Would still go out there and get 7 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
He would make things happen. Chris Jones, you've got to make things happen. Xavier Worthy, let that spilled information, for some reason those idiots in Buffalo decided to release that information, let that be a sign. Hey, you are tipping your pitches. You need to get better. If they're realizing this, everybody else is realizing this. They're just the only ones that decided to go forward and announce that this is what they saw. So clean that up. Andy, get your team back in focus mode. You're 5-4. You've got to go play nearly perfect football the rest of the season.
Well, it's the Indy one to me is very interesting because if I'm like the ancillary guy out there that's going to question this, which I am at this point.
And I think
in time.
Andy would tell you directly to your face, I do need to be better.
Of course, he says it every week. Anytime they lose or anything, it's on me. I need to do better. I need to do a better job. I mean, it became a joke in Philadelphia after a while when he was there. I need to do a better job. We know that you need to do a better job. But here's where Andy needs to do a better job. And I know they self-scout all week, and who the hell am I to tell how Andy needs to do a better job? But I'm going to, right? Because that's what we do, that we're paid to give our opinion. Run the damn football, man. Like, just running the football and giving a concentrated effort to running the football, not running it on first down on the first play of the game and abandoning it the rest of the way. Giving yourself a concentrated effort to run the football and making sure that the Denver Broncos don't become a one-dimensional defense. And by that, I mean just going out there and having to defend the pass. You've got to find a way to keep that defense off balance. And the best passing games all start from a successful running game. And I know that sounds like 1965 football, but it's not. It is still football at its purest and at its finest to this day. If you can stop the run and you can run the football effectively, that is death by 1,000 paper cuts when you can do that. Now, you've seen it. We've all seen it. When a team runs against the Chiefs and it's 4 yards here, 5, it's brutal. It sucks. You want to punch yourself in the face. And so that's what we have going on right now with this offense. Utilize the running game. I know we're probably not going to see Pacheco this week, but if we can't run the game because a 7th-round running back, isn't, healthy enough to play, then we got bigger problems that we need to know what to do with. Like, this is where Brashard Smith comes to shine. CEH, man, this team has kind of gone out on a limb for you. It's time to give back to this team that's gone out on a limb for you.
Somebody says in the text line from the 405, Rob should have changed C-Dot's tweet to blank is washed for the Kansas City Chiefs in the second half of the year.
I was also gonna say, I know we give him a lot of love, but Spags at sometimes in games, especially in the Jacksonville game, and I thought in the Chargers game of the first of the year, he was having a hard time adjusting to what they were doing on offense, whether it be because of the quarterback run. I felt like they could have had a QB spy out there more, especially for Trevor Lawrence, because Trevor Lawrence was taking off and running, especially in that second half, and I just didn't feel like Spags was making an adjustment. I know that's nitpicking what Spags does, but Spags has been great, but there's been times this year where I felt like he didn't adjust to the game and just wanted to stick to the plan that he brought to the game.
Yeah, well, everybody's got to be better, too. I mean, it is top to bottom. It's 1-53. It's Patrick Mahomes to the bottom of the roster. It's Andy Reid to, everybody else that's on the coaching staff. And they all know that, too. I mean,
to defend Spags in that take that JT just had, Josh Allen did not run against you, and you only allowed 7 points in the second half. So
well, I'm not saying, I didn't say Bills. I'm
just saying, but he adjusted from that game to maybe have somebody spy if there is a running quarterback.
Well, I would say my counter to that is it felt like they weren't running with Allen, period.
No, they were letting Dalvin, they were letting James Cook do whatever he wanted to.
And they let Kincaid run wild.
Which that's the thing that I was concerned going into that game was the tight end play. And the Chiefs are going to have one hell of a set because they went up against Kincaid. They're going to go up against Evan Ingram this week. And then it's Ty Warren in 2 weeks. And then it's Jake Ferguson. And those are all legit tight ends that are now the blueprint out there in your defense is these linebackers cannot cover tight ends. That's how we're going to
don't forget about the Chargers one that's up and coming. I forgot
he's hurt now. Yeah,
so
Gadsden got the knee injury, so he's kind of down a little bit. But I think the thing that where that stops again goes back to Bob's point, and that's Chris Jones.
Yep.
Because tight ends we all know are slower. Their routes take longer to develop. They cannot develop those routes across the field for 35 yards if they have pressure in their face. So that starts with Chris Jones, Omenihu, Karlaftis, Pennell, all these guys. Dana, get busy, get in somebody's face, and cause some ruckus back there because. Fortunately, yes, there are targets that these quarterbacks can throw to, but you have some hair trim of quarterbacks coming out at you. You have Bo Nix, you have Daniel Jones, you have Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott probably being the best of the three, but you can still make him kind of do things on the cusp and make him make mistakes if you can, of course, create pressure on that offensive line that you are going up against. Going to be a tough test this week, right? It's going to be tough to see them do this. But we should see, hopefully, an uptick in Chris Jones' performance. So,
and it's you mentioned everybody along that defensive line, and you are right about that, man. Like, everybody needs to raise their level of play. Like Mike Pennell, hey, this team went out and got you back. Show everybody why Chris Jones was so adamant about you coming back on this team. Chuck Amenahu as well. Go out there, get a couple of sacks. Karlaftis has had a really good year, but he could be better. Everybody could be better along that defensive line. But if Chris Jones continues to be just a man standing out there, it's going to be very difficult for everybody else to get their job done, because eventually teams aren't going to go, double team Chris Jones if he's not getting to the quarterback to go, why are we wasting a blocker on this guy? Let's just go one-on-one. Let's see what Chris Jones can do. And so it's just the last couple of weeks of this season, man, the last month and a half of this season, it is Chris Jones' season, and he needs to play big. And if he doesn't play big, then we're not talking about a team that's going to win the Super Bowl this year.
So you mentioned that there's a possibility that Isaiah Pacheco might be out for this game. Is there ever been an athlete for the Kansas City Chiefs that has ever been more scrutinized and also at the same time more missed when they're not playing?
It's crazy, right? Yeah. I don't think so. I mean,
because we see when Pacheco runs,
Eric Fisher maybe,
possibly, because it's kind of one of those things where it kind of gives me like Eric Hick vibes if we're throwing it back. Like, never really a dominating DN, but when he was in there, it was, gosh, I just wish he could get more and more sacks, but he's good for what he does. And then when he's not in there, it's like, man, we really missed Eric Hicks today. It's like, well, last week you were saying that he wasn't getting, And with Isaiah Pacheco, we see the videos always the next day from people that, dive into the all-22 of like, he missed the hole here, he missed this here. And then when you don't have Isaiah Pacheco because of how slim pickings your running back field is, which I still think is arguably the worst in football. There's no body in that backfield where you're like, got to watch out for that guy today. I'd love to see them kind of, like you said, develop Rashard Smith more, run more RPOs, get guys swinging in the backfield, send Xavier Worthy, send Rashee Rice, kind of like one of those random free kicks in soccer that you see where a guy runs and the other guy runs in and the guy that you didn't think about kicks it through the net, and create chaos that way. And without Isaiah Pacheco in this game, you are down a running back in a field where you are very, very slim already. So I do think he is missed more than he is scrutinized when he is in there.
I see what you're saying, yeah. But, I look at it, too. I go, there's got to be somebody else that can step it up a little bit, right? In his absence. Like, this is an opportunity for Rashard Smith. This is an opportunity for him to get after it and show, what he can do as a rookie in this league. And again, it's also an opportunity for Clyde Edwards-Helaire to go take advantage of, some playing time and some opportunities and whatnot. And Kareem Hunt, too. I know he'll be used in short down situations and whatnot, but he may have to shoulder more of the load. And that's okay. It's okay to get those guys involved. But also, it's okay, as we talked about 2 weeks ago, I want Rashee Rice involved more in the running game, man. I really like what he does, from the run game. And I like what he was doing in the first quarter against the Buffalo Bills, in that run game. Quick screen passes, handoffs in the backfield, direct snaps, all that kind of stuff. Like, I think that's what we need to see. We can't be holding stuff back anymore. It's got to be all thrown out there and all taken advantage of from an offensive standpoint. So whatever you have to do to get this win, let's go out there and do it. Like, the more we talk about it, the more excited I get. Like, I hope they have the same feeling that we do, Dusty, you and I, about this game and how important and how vital and how, significant that this game really is. And these guys got to play like it's a significant game. They've got to play every game going forward like it is a postseason game.
No doubt. No doubt. Every game moving forward.
Every game is a postseason game. Has to be thought that way.
Because, you get through this little minor gauntlet of Denver, who's focused. I loved Benito's comments the other day. It's like, we know where the AFC West is. If we're going to get there, we got to go through this team, and that team is the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're ready for the challenge, is basically what he said. Because we know what Denver's going to do. We know what teams are going to do that have the capability of doing it. They are going to have their 4-man rush, and they're going to drop back in a 7-man zone, and they're going to hope and assume that their D-line can get through your offensive line. This is a huge offensive line game this week for the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe bigger than a defensive line game.
And also, too, when you say that, then I go to the next step of, let's not try to throw the deep ball in every effing play. You know what we need to do? If they got a good defensive line that's getting through, quick passes, slants across the middle, dump-offs, screens, all of those misdirection type stuff. If this isn't a defense that's going to get after the quarterback like they do, and Patrick Mahomes is going to try to sit back there and play hero ball, Chiefs don't stand a chance in this game. They've got to counteract that defensive line. You can't sit back there and play hero ball and want to go deep every single time.
Interesting question for you two. Would you guys like to see more production in this game against Denver from Xavier Worthy or Brashard Smith?
I think Brashard Smith for me this week.
Yeah, Brashard Smith. Just because as much as I say I want Xavier Worthy to step up in the second half, Brashard Smith, to me, is the running back where I think he could be the future running back for the Chiefs after this year. I see him as a guy where you could use him in the run game and in the pass game, especially because he is a wide receiver turned into running back. So
yeah.
I think he would be huge in this game because you could do those quick passes, the shovel pass, the screens. Hey, you want to run a wheel route? You're going to play man? Watch Brashard Smith go right by you with your linebacker on him.
I just don't think anything that could destroy a four-man rush. I mean, I just think that if you could just somehow, Andy, incorporate screen passes to Brashard Smith and let it happen, we could see that.
Well, that's the key word again, Dusty. Let it happen. Like,
Right.
if it gets blown up on the first play, you think we're going to see a screenplay again?
No. I just, yeah. And that's where I go to Andy Reid to be better. Yep. I mean, if you're going to adjust with everything that you have in the past, adjust now because you're 5-4, you can't lose. And if you want a chance to be in the playoffs, win this game. Because I don't think Jacksonville wins this week. I think they will lose to Houston.
San Diego.
The Chargers. I think that the Chargers can beat Jacksonville this week. If you beat Denver and somehow the Colts falter, I mean, it opens it up that much more. And as JT had said in his top tiers, like the AFC is wide open. It still is. I still don't know who the best team is. We're here talking about Denver being 8-2 and how the Chiefs could go in there and take care of business. Whereas in the past, a 5-4 team and an 8-2 team, there's no way that Vegas is going to have the 5-4 team be a 4-point favorite.
Right.
And that's where the Chiefs are currently going to Denver on Sunday. But don't forget, you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. This Sunday, stream the Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos live at 3:25. Then stay for the premiere of the new season of the hit original series Landman, all on Paramount Plus. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Speeding and people that get there on their own time because they have to. We discuss what that means on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Nick Bolton, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. On November 17th, sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses, plus an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM reward points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. Pre-registration is coming soon to Missouri on November 17th. BetMGM, make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sports wagering account 1117. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full licensure.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com because they want to buy your car, whether it is your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with all those dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GimmeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GimmeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and it's fast. GimmeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You don't need to be a financial MVP right out of the gate. At Main Street Credit Union, we're here to coach you through it. No matter where you're at, lining up for your first play or deep in the game, we'll help you move the ball forward. From building credit to launching a business. Because here, it's not just about money, it's about progress and having a team that's got your back. Learn more at mainstreetcu.org.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot. Missouri side 70 westbound heavy from 27th Street into downtown. Once you get up towards 18th, things just start crawling along. Moves better when you cross 71. The world's coming to Kansas City in 2026. Is your parking lot ready? Faded lines, potholes, unsafe sidewalks. Gann Asphalt and Concrete is your winning team. One contractor, all things parking lot. Visit GannAsphalt.com today. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
JT on the guitar there for you. JT Noah in for Mac Morey, who will be back tomorrow. Golden Locks tomorrow. Nate Taylor tomorrow. Bob and I are taking the day off.
That's right. We're done.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
It's Thursday. It's getting exciting. It's getting exciting as we're getting closer and closer and closer now.
Better believe it. JT, thanks for all your help this week. We appreciate it more than you know. I know it's always different. I've done that job that you were doing before where it's like, oh, man, I got to get up at 4 o'clock this morning. This is brutal.
Yeah, yesterday was great. And then
tomorrow you'll wake up in sheer panic at like 6 a.m. Like, I'm late. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Oh, my God, no. Yeah.
First 2 weeks I did this show, both Saturdays in the first 2 weeks, I woke up at like 6:30 in sheer panic, being like, oh, God. Oh, it's Saturday. Well, I'm up now.
Right. You're like, all right, whatever. I guess I'll make a screwdriver real quick.
Well, yeah,
you go to the store. I mean, there's nobody out. It's
that's
the best.
True. That is true.
Fantastic.
You would be surprised how many people, like, I've now stopped going to the store at 11 after the show, and I go at like 2:30.
Yeah, because there's less people.
Nobody there.
All the boomers are there between 11 and 2. They clog the roads.
They are there. They are in the flesh in droves.
You've noticed it recently now, being around me the last couple of months, like the boomer invasion that is going on between like 10 and 3 in the afternoon on all the roads. And I'm not talking about just driving slow. I'm talking about boomers just taking over every lane and driving down the middle of them like they're Boomer Pac-Man. And it's just absorbing space, driving 35 and a 45, 119th Street at noon. If they could have a camera follow me from the J to my house at 119th Street, from when I leave the J till I get home, and just watch the amount of clueless boomers that are out there mucking it all up for everybody else because they are so selfish and don't care. Get the hell out of the way, Grandpa!
Speaking of somebody that doesn't drive slow, Florida person here, shocker.
It's always Florida.
Most of the time.
It's just always Florida.
Yeah, this is, you can't make this name up. This is Yasmin Arezzo. Yasmin, spelled Yazmin. Yasmin. 21, allegedly hit triple digits in her Kia. I didn't know Kia's got that fast.
I didn't either.
Hit triple digits in her Kia just minutes to midnight. Her local eatery's closing time. On Thursday, she was flying northbound on U.S. Highway 19 in Palm Harbor, north of St. Pete, where the posted speed limit is only 55, according to Fox 13. A deputy from the area tracked her speed, said she was going 107 miles per hour. The reason why she was going so fast, she wanted to get to Little Caesars before it closed.
Anybody who's gotten the hot and ready crazy bread knows if you don't eat it when it's originally hot, you're SOL, man. There is no effective way to reheat that crazy bread. And so if Little Caesars is getting ready to close, you know how it is. You've closed restaurants before, right? JT, I don't know if you've ever worked in a business where you have to close and get the customer out, right?
Yep.
You've done that.
Yep.
I used to do it in the grocery store business. You start doing stuff early. You start turning off the lights. Get these people out of the store. We're trying to go home. And then somebody breaks in through the ceiling every week, and it was a mess. And so you'd have to stay and clean that up. But you're trying to get the people out of the way. What do? You start unplugging stuff. You start turning the lights off. You start cleaning up. Once that crazy bread loses the proper temperature, the crazy bread then becomes uneatable. And it becomes something that nobody wants. And anybody who's crazy bread knows that once it gets below that correct temperature, it's over. And so for this person to speed 107 miles an hour because Little Caesars was closing to get that crazy bread, I understand what that person was going through. Because nobody wants minutes old crazy bread. You want it fresh, and you want it hot, and you want it ready right out of that oven.
You ever gone somewhere with like knowing that the time was short and you had to get there quick?
I have, yeah.
I've been that guy.
Yeah.
And it's always the same spots. It is Chick-fil-A and McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to get to the breakfast, yeah.
That's why they should leave it open all day.
Yeah.
I mean, you're nuking the burritos. I get it, you could get rid of the sandwiches, but like you could keep the burritos and the hash browns. You could probably keep the sausage biscuit. I still
think say you got to flip a switch or something, and it's very hard to do.
But I have definitely gotten in my car.
Oh, it is. I actually worked at Chick-fil-A. So
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So switching from breakfast to lunch is a big deal?
It's a huge deal. Yeah.
Really?
That's why they don't want to do it. Like, that's always been the thing.
I never really believed it was a big deal. I just believed it was like,
well, you've got to take, I think, like all the sausage patties and the eggs and the ham and all that. You got to take those out of their holders. You got to re-put the burgers in there. The Chick-fil-A breakfasts are different than obviously the lunch. You got to take all those chickens, get those prepared, and get them out of the way. But I have been that guy where, like, I live, I think, like 3 minutes from a McDonald's, and I've woken up on, like, a Saturday.
Who doesn't?
Right, yeah. I woke up on a Saturday, and it was, like, 10:21.
Uh-oh.
And, I mean, just got in my car, floored it, got there by 10:29, was like, number 7, hot picante sauce, please, with an extra hash brown. Thank you. And what'd you say for the drink?
Don't care.
Blue Powerade, whatever can get this process going faster. But I mean, it definitely there, and definitely like there's been times when we've left the show here at like 10:25, Chick-fil-A right across the street.
Yeah.
Zoomed right over there and gotten a spicy chicken biscuit with those little Tato Olay or whatever they are. Good Lord, it's money. But that's the only two places I've ever done that with. I'm also biased when it comes to restaurants. If they close in 30 minutes, I don't go. I just won't do it.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I
understand like what that's like.
Right.
You know, because there's been times
But
when
this is crazy bread.
Right. Well, I mean, back in the day when I worked at Red Robin on 40 and 291, there was a Chipotle right next to us. And I had a rapport with them where if I brought them fries and like a milkshake, they would just give me a free burrito for like
Let me
we did a
total
handshake.
sidebar on this. Do managers know that this is going on? Because my kids, when they've worked at places, have had these handshake deals with businesses around them too. I'm like, does the manager know that this is going on?
Well, little inside information about restaurants. A lot of restaurants call each other throughout the day. So Jack Stack and Lee Summit, one of their biggest contributors was Lamar's Donuts.
Okay.
Hey, we'll give you 3 boxes of Lamar's Donuts. We'll give you 1 all glazed. We'll give you 2 of assorted different ones. We want 4 sandwiches. And that's like an agreement, and we'll do that. And like during COVID, it was awesome because we'd call everybody. We'd be like, "Hey, we're Jack."
So
Stack.
that's just for you guys.
Oh
then.
yeah, and our managers are putting it together. I don't know if I'm
okay.
getting anybody in trouble, but like during COVID, we called Olive Garden, and we're like, "Hey, let's make a deal." They're like, "All right, what do you want?" We're like, "I don't know. What do you guys want?" They're like, "Oh, we just want like 3 Poor Russes, a couple Southern Jacks, and a burn-in lunch." We're like, "That it?" Like, "Yep." Like, "What do you guys want?" I don't know, spaghetti meatballs and fettuccine Alfredo, whatever you want to give us,
and salad.
And they gave us so much food, and we felt bad because, I mean,
You gave them exactly what they wanted. And they loaded
you got to think like Jack Stack or Q39 or Smoke, whatever barbecue race in Kansas City. You're like, dude, they're gonna give us barbecue. We'll give them whatever the hell they want. And so we're thinking like, you just want 6 sandwiches and a lunch, and you're gonna give us like, they gave us like an entire huge thing of Alfredo noodles and sauce, and then a side thing of chicken. They gave us a side of sausage and meatballs and a whole thing of like spaghetti noodles, 3 big ass salad containers.
Good Lord.
And like 5
How
to
many
6
people were you?
This was COVID.
Yeah,
so
but
this was we had to go in teams. There was like probably 10 people in the house. And being the old guy in the restaurant, right? Like I'm cherishing this food. I look at my buddy Bobby, and I was like, dude, none of these kids are gonna take this food home. What do you want to do with it? He goes, let's start packing it up. And we were taking to-go boxes of Olive Garden home.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, we were family, baby, right
Yeah,
then and there. And they also
absolutely.
gave us like 5 or 6 bags of breadsticks. So I had like a case of spaghetti, sausage, and meatballs. I had a case of chicken Alfredo, a thing of salad, and a thing of breadsticks. And I live alone.
Yeah,
dude.
that's going to feed you for a while.
You got
man.
a month worth of.
Dude,
That's awesome.
2 days.
So that's why I ask, like, because my daughter would always come, we traded
Yes.
cookies for sandwiches
Yes,
or stuff
always,
of that nature.
always.
Yeah,
Always.
We would do. I used to work at. I worked at 2 different locations at Chick-fil-A. I worked at there was one off of 135th, and then I worked at
69 one there. Yeah, okay.
And then I worked at the Knoll one. It was a newer one, and so the Knoll
95th and Knoll is the one at 115th and Knoll,
Yeah.
right there by where the stadium's going.
where the Whopper, or not the Whopper, where Whataburger is and the
Yeah.
Andy's is. Yeah. We would trade with Whataburger a couple times. We would get their breakfast, and they would want our breakfast. And then the one I worked over on 135th, there's a sushi restaurant called Kyoto.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We did a trade with them.
Oh, nice.
Oh
nice.
man, I was living life. I had never had sushi before, and I'm like trying sushi. I'm like, oh, this is the stuff, man.
Yeah.
I like it. And they brought us 3, they were boats that are wooden boats, and they filled them up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They said there were 6 rolls each on them. I'm like, yo, that's 6 times 3 was 18 rolls for all of us, and there was like 7 of us. It was so awesome.
Somebody says here, an air fryer with a wet cloth resurrects the crazy bread. It's the greatest thing ever, by the way.
All right, let me ask the air fryer guy a question because I'm fighting with my wife about this. Can you put aluminum foil in the air fryer?
No.
That's what I said. Thank you.
No.
She's lining these trays with foil. I'm like, what are you doing? You're defeating the purpose. The air goes underneath and you're blocking the air.
Has she not heard of parchment paper? Or have you already had this conversation?
The kitchen's a struggle.
Okay.
It's a big struggle.
Well, at least you had potatoes.
Had.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, the restaurant workers negotiating deals between one another. That's hilarious. Well done. No, it's true.
Because I worked grocery my whole childhood growing up. I was always in the grocery store. I never did the restaurant. I was always in a grocery store working. You didn't do any deals then. Well, there were deals getting done. That was taking place upstairs with the manager and whoever else.
Were the blinds closed?
No.
Oh, nice. Everybody could watch. But yeah, I mean, just to sidebar it from the conversation we had about like restaurants. Yeah, dude, there's deals all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. We used to call Dairy Queen just to see if they'd give us like chicken strips. They'd be like, "You guys do realize you're Jack Stack and you're calling us, right?" We're like, "We're aware." And what do you want? We want like 4 chicken strip baskets with the white gravy. What do you guys want? Just burn ends will work. Okay. And then
done.
You're gone. Hey, Dusty, you've been cut from the floor. Have a nice day. But remember, go buy Dairy Queen real quick and come back. Somebody says you can use the foil, but it won't cook as well, unlike the microwave where you can't use foil at all for making lightning.
Right.
Somebody says no, different thing that are warming the tray. The foil heats through and passes the heat to the food. So some people say you can. I just wouldn't. I don't think it's going to blow your house up or, shorten the life of your air fryer. Parchment paper. Plus, if you want to, go to the store and they have little rubber placement mats that you can put in your air fryer that you just rinse off in the sink and let them dry out overnight. Put it right back in there the next day.
See, this is why we have you here.
The mailman from Cheers. Thanks,
I'm
Emily.
telling you, Clavin.
Cliff Clavin, is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah. Non-QB MVP for the Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you think? Who do you got? 96.5 The Fan. We're here for you on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear former Chiefs linebacker Derek Johnson every Monday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, we want to help you feel better. We want to make you feel better, and we want to do it without surgery. We want to do it without a scalpel. We want to do it without pain pills. We want to do it without long recovery. Does that sound good to you? And if you're suffering from joint pain in your knees, your back, your hips, your shoulders, QC Kinetics is for you because it taps into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair that damaged tissue, reducing inflammation and relieving pain at its source. It's your body's comeback story powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. And like I said, no surgery, no pain pills, and no long recovery. It's just living your life again like normal. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to our heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment. And for every non-vet who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. So get your appointment scheduled now. They're available on Saturdays as well. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Get ready, Missouri. Kickoff is near. The world's largest sports book is coming to your fingertips. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. With high and transparent app limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Start betting like a pro in Missouri on December 1st. Learn about your new bookie today at circasports.com. The world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports launches December 1st.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This holiday season, Target has your back with irresistibly cool gifts for everyone on your list. For the trendsetter, start with affordable beauty kits and gift sets. Need something the whole fam will love? Grab snuggly matching fits in every size and style. And for the thrill seekers, don't forget the hottest toys and tech of the season. Target's got you covered with the best deals for endless fun. Shop in store or online. And step into the holidays with Target. Restrictions apply.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Here's Traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 westbound recovering, but still heavy from 23rd Street over towards Prospect, then just sluggish into downtown past that. 29 southbound off again on again, slow into downtown from 16th Avenue. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Broncos on Sunday with pregame starting at noon. Kickoff at 3:25 with Mitch, Danon, and Clean. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
Chiefs back in practice today. You'll hear the press conference at noonish on Binkley, Gold, and Drew.
We're looking at a possible weather game tomorrow night in Foxborough, guys.
Let's go.
All right, Jets, Patriots.
Is that snow or rain?
Well, they're saying a nor'easter is coming, so I'm assuming that is the snow if it's cold enough, and if it's the rain, then it's really going to be nasty. Like if you get one of those rainstorms that if it was 5 degrees colder, it would be a blizzard type thing. Ugh. That's going to be nasty. But Amazon Prime has just tweeted out a nor'easter is coming. Thursday night football on Prime, Jets and Patriots. So I hope it is a snow game, man. We need one of those.
I feel like that would feed right into Vrabel's mindset. He would just run that ball right
at
him.
I'm hard. Yeah, that's the Vrabel voice in his head when that happens. I mean, that's just me in general. I don't care who plays. If it's a snow game, like I was amped up for that Giants-Bears game because it started to show some flurries in that game. I was like, this is where we're at.
What was the one? It was Jameis Winston with Cleveland last year.
Yeah, when he did the snow angel at the end, did all the sliding and won the game, and just might get to see Jameis this week if Jackson Dart does not play. I just feel like you can't play him this week because of the concussions that he's been involved with 4 weeks. In the 6 weeks that he has been.
No, I think Winston's playing. You know, I just don't think you can put Jackson Dart out there, man.
So the question that we asked on the other side is ESPN says that Kareem Hunt is the non-quarterback MVP for the Kansas City Chiefs so far in the first 9 games of their season. So who's yours?
It's either Trent McDuffie or Travis Kelce for me. I mean, people would say Trent McDuffie. Yeah, you haven't heard his name on here because he's done nothing but shut down the opposition, right? Maybe he had a rough game in Jacksonville, I think. But other than that, I mean, he may be the MVP on defense of the last 3 years of how good Trent McDuffie has been. And then there's Travis Kelce, guys, on the offensive side. And I know nobody wants to hear that. It may sound like a lame answer. But for everybody who had him washed going into this season, he's now on pace for 1,000 yards. And he is the guy that is still getting open, still finding ways to make plays, and still being there for Patrick Mahomes. With all of these weapons that we have, Travis Kelce is still that main target for this team. Who do you have?
One of two. I have either Jalen Moore.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because of circumstance.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't been perfect, but he wasn't brought here to be perfect. He was brought here to be a swing tackle in case things didn't go well with Juwan Taylor on the right side or if the rookie wasn't ready. Turned out the rookie had an issue that he had to go home for, and he had to play for 5 games, and I thought Jalen Moore did very well for what he was supposed to do. Could have been catastrophic. That's your left tackle. That's your second most important position on the field. Patrick Mahomes could not be on the roster right now because of injury, and he's not. And they are 5-4. They are riding the ship as at least right now. But I'd have Jalen Moore or I'd have Rashee Rice.
Yeah, both are really good answers.
I mean, the offense definitely took an uptick when Rashee Rice came back against the Las Vegas Raiders. They put up 31. Then the next week they put up 28. And then the next week they put up 21. I get it that they lost, but 4th and 17, who'd they go to?
Rice.
Their MVP on the offense.
Yeah.
When they played the Vegas Raiders and it was his first game back, who scored the first touchdown? Who had, 9 targets, 9 catches? He had 25 targets or something like that in his first 3 games on the Chiefs roster. That's an offensive MVP, and that was a small sample size. We've seen 3 games of Rashee Rice, and I'm willing to say that he's been an MVP. Get it? I understand Kareem Hunt has been massive.
Right.
He is your tush push. He is your clutch yardage guy. He continues to move drives. I will give that to you. I'm not going to take ESPN's because they already gave it to us, but to me, it's either Jalen Moore or Rashee Rice. I don't disagree with the Travis Kelce thing either.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Who do you think?
I'm going to go with a wild one, okay? I'm going to go with Tyquan Thornton because he helped this team
Good one.
get through the trenches of the first 3 games. Tyquan Thorne's not here. Who do you rely on? Maybe Hollywood Brown, but Tyquan Thorne was that deep ball that Mahomes trusted in. And I think you give a lot of credit to Tyquan and a lot of credit to Mahomes for finding that chemistry early on, because if you don't have that chemistry, then you don't spread the field as an offense. And so that's why I think you can give it to Tyquan for MVP.
Yeah, that's a good one, because he did kind of come to play when we needed him to, right? Like, it's like, who are we throwing the football to? Well, there's number 80 that we never heard of before, and he's going out there. Hey, all right. I mean, that's a diamond in the rough right there, that the Chiefs were able to go out there and find. And I think a very important player, obviously, on this football team. And the Rashee Rice one is a good choice by you, because, it was a year or two ago when I said they expect Rashee Rice to be maybe the greatest wide receiver in franchise history. And I know a lot of people laughed, oh, Tyreek Hill was pretty good. Yeah, Tyreek Hill was outstanding. He is the greatest wide receiver in franchise history. But when they see Rashee Rice and they say, people tell me, they're like, man, I think he can be the best wide receiver in time in franchise history. I think we're seeing now what they were talking about. Mm-hmm. And I got really excited watching him in the first quarter of that Buffalo game the other day. And I thought we were going to see more of what we saw in the first quarter, and that all kind of just dissipated afterwards. And that's what I don't want to see happen in this game against the Denver Broncos. If Rashee Rice gets stopped for a -1, that doesn't mean we're done throwing the ball at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage to Rashee Rice. Go out there and do it again. And so I just think he has the ability to beat you in so many different ways that even Tyreek Hill didn't have the opportunity to beat you in as many ways as I think they're utilizing Rashee Rice in these situations.
He's just been a massive. I mean, it's crazy, the massive addition that he's been, because it doesn't seem like he's been out of the league for almost a full 2 years.
I know.
Right? Being suspended for 6 games for the off-field stuff, and then having the ACL injury in week 4 last year against the Chargers. And then you come back and you see like what he's done. And I remember watching the franchise that they had us, be a part of, which was awesome to see that as well. But when they were talking about how in the Raiders game, he wanted to continue to go back in, and Andy Reid's like, hey, we're going to tone it down. And he's like, I'm ready. Get me out there. Like, he was ready to keep going. And Andy Reid was like, basically had to put him in like Velcro and be like, sit down. You're not going back in, because he only played like 40% of the snaps in the offensive production.
And I'm okay with that at that point in time, which I'm sure you are as well, right? I mean, you're winning 30-0 or whatever it was. What I'm not okay with is when Andy does that in other games where you don't have a 30-0 lead, right? Like right there is kind of a microcosm of why we lost the Jacksonville game, maybe, or why we've lost some games in that Andy Reid area. Like, come on, put some opponents away, Andy. Like, I understand you're up 30. I get that. That's the mercy rule. Both sides have given up at that point in time. But when we get into games and it's 14-0, you're not keeping Rashee Rice on the sidelines to preserve him for good. You're putting your foot on the neck of the opponents and putting him out there and going up 21-0 or 28-0 at some point in time.
Some text on the text line of their MVP not named a quarterback, and I didn't want to say Kareem Hunt because that was ESPN. Somebody says Kingsley at left guard because we didn't know what he would do or what he would be.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better as the season's gone along too, man.
Somebody says let's give Juju his flowers. He's been
I
great.
thought about that one as well for my MVP. He's been really good, but he hasn't the
Not
numbers
enough.
aren't. It's not enough, right? Exactly.
Somebody says, well, I was going to say Travis, but he literally cost us one game. Non-QB MVP, I have to go with either Tyquan Thornton or Jalen Moore. So there you go, JT. Those two have stepped up and played a crucial role in keeping this team from tanking. That's a very, very good point there. And then somebody says, can Rashee Rice win comeback player of the year? The answer to that question is simply no, because where he sits currently in the odds. Now, they could change, obviously, if he goes off and does like what Josh Gordon did back in whatever year that was when he was with the Cleveland Browns and just went nuts and had like 200, 180, 150, then possibly. But right now, your comeback player of the year odds, according to the odds makers out there, Christian McCaffrey plus 115, Dak Prescott plus 145, Aiden Hutchinson plus 400, and Daniel Jones, your guy, plus 1,000. Rashee Rice.
What's Daniel Jones coming back from? Being ass does not count as a comeback player.
Rashee Rice is 8th in the best odds at plus 5,500.
Yeah, like just because you suck, as Binkley would say, a big bundle of suck, and then you have you're not a comeback player, okay? You had a good year. You're not a comeback player. You're not battling back from injury like McCaffrey or Dak Prescott or Rashee Rice or anybody of that nature. You know, you're Daniel. You don't get comeback player of the year for having a good year after having a career of ass.
I guess that's how they. I guess that's how they have it on the on there. So, No, we will continue to give you Chiefs Broncos throughout the week as we ramp it up today on a Wednesday because they are getting ready to start whether you like it or not. And one thing you can't have is that you have Andy Reid, and Bob will tell you why you're lucky to have him as your head man of your franchise here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Everybody wants to do something cool, right? You're thinking to yourself, man, I want a cool job. What could I do? Well, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Go join the Sheet Metal Workers #2 right here in Kansas City, and you can do some really, really cool things, right? If you've got the ability to work with your hands, the mind to design cool things, the Sheet Metal Workers are for you because they do so much architectural sheet metal all over Kansas City that's designing some of the coolest stuff we look at every day, like the Kaufman Performing Arts Center, the top of Bartle Hall, and all of those designs, and of course the big crown out at Kauffman Stadium. And if you're thinking to yourself, man, I'd love to do cool stuff like that, what do I do? Well, it's calling the Sheet Metal Workers and starting your future and building your future with the Sheet Metal Workers Union in Kansas City. They have the pre-apprenticeship program that starts at $24.55 an hour, increasing to $27.27 an hour after 3 months, and they're going to give you family health coverage at no cost to the employee. So many different reasons to join the Sheet Metal Workers Union, but having the ability to create something awesome is one of them as well. So check them out at sheetmetal2.org. From seasoned professionals to those with no experience, they're going to give you career training, job security, and a path to advancement, all while providing the tools and support you need. So check them out now at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org.
This is the Our Idea is Ready to Launch vision. This is the Create Great Jobs vision. This is the We Need More Space vision. This is Busey, where your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Hi, we're your friends who get super excited about the holidays.
We sure are, or this isn't the ugliest holiday sweater ever.
People think we're happy because we love peppermint lattes.
Or catching snowflakes on our tongues.
But really, it's because it's Holiday Millionaire Raffle Season! It's your best odds to win $1 million.
That's dollars, not twinkling lights, but that would be great too.
Play the Kansas Lottery Holiday Millionaire Raffle. Get excited!
See kslottery.com for details.
You know that expression, put a little spring in your step? Well, whoever said it must have been talking about Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with Glide Step, you get a pillow-like soft landing, then an explosive takeoff. It makes walking feel effortless. So springy, it's almost like you're floating. And speaking of effortless, have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins technology? Just step in, and instantly your shoes are on. No bending down and no touching. Try Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio. Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit biglou.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 67.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely, even custom cards and wrapping paper. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
We always like to celebrate when we're right, Dusty?
How come we don't do that when we're wrong?
Yeah, we just move on.
That's called the script. We
Yeah,
do those
right.
on Mondays.
Every Monday we do that. But this is where Dusty was right a year ago, and we're going to celebrate this because, I mean, he nailed it. I mean, not that it was that hard to do, but it's now becoming kind of official. This is unbelievable, okay? New Jersey Advanced Media, which is NJ.com, covers the Yankees, was waiting to talk to Ben Cherington alone. Carrington, yeah. I guess he's the GM of the team in Pittsburgh, right? Or the owner, one or the other. He's somebody big in Pittsburgh, right? And so they're waiting to talk to this Ben Cherington guy, and then brought up something that he didn't know about the face of his perennial rebuilding franchise.
Who's the face of that franchise?
All-star right-hander Paul Skeens, the 2024 NL Rookie of the Year and 2025 NL Cy Young favorite, had been telling Pittsburgh Pirate teammates that he wants to play for the Yankees.
Of course.
As you've been saying since the day he came up and Livy Dunn became part of our lives.
I told you.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
According to a 24-25 Pirates player who recently spoke with NJ Advanced Media, Skeens has, quote, no confidence the Pirates are ever going to win with him in Pittsburgh, and he's hoping for a trade well before he can become a free agent after the 29 season. Quote, trust me, he wants to play for the Yankees, the Skeens teammate said. I've heard him say it multiple times. Back to this Cherington guy. His reaction? I do dismiss it, but I understand it, the Pirates executive said. What we're going to focus on is just how do we win games with him in a Pirates uniform. Well, best of luck to you. You know how you win games?
Spend money.
Spend money. Get players. Stop acting like idiots and running around out there and not putting good players on the field. When you start investing in good players, then maybe a guy like Paul Skeens won't walk around the locker room and say, I want to be a Yankee. And I'm sure there's some people out there that are mad at Paul Skeens for saying that. But let's call it what it is, man. When you play professional sports, there are two goals in life. Number one is to get paid, and number two is to get a ring. Once you get a ring, it's all about getting paid, right? Paul Skeens is going to get paid, and he's going to be able to ring chase with the New York Yankees. He ain't going to be able to do either of those, in my opinion, with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
To me, the analogy that I will give it is, why live in a duplex if you can afford a 4-story house, right? Like, yeah, you could obviously, you could save money. You could, not live up to the expectations of having a, HOA. You don't have to worry about leaving your trash can out too long. You have to do all this stuff. You can kind of do what you want, go with the motions, collect your whatever, and keep going.
Right.
Or you can have that nice lawn with that ass of a neighbor and those people that you go grill out with or those people you sit in the driveway with. That's what Paul Skeens is going to do. And that's what baseball is going to see, because they're going to have at some point in their rotation, Garrett Cole, they're going to have
Fried.
They're going to have Max Fried. They're going to have Paul Skeens. They're going to have that, what was his name? Splinker? Is that his name? The guy that was the postseason hero, the rookie that did really good. What was his name? Schlittler?
Yes. Yeah. Cam. Yes.
Schlitter. Schlittler?
I can't say it.
Okay.
Cam.
Shatter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Schlittler.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, like, why not? Right? Like I mean, and plus, like I know that like Livy has Jersey ties.
Yeah,
That's
she's
where
from there. Yeah.
We had the story that broke earlier in the last season where she won the penthouse suite in New York. It was
Finally
turned down.
found one, by the way.
Duh.
Yeah.
I mean, once that goes news, it's like, hey, yes, you come
Yeah.
here. You're popular. You're whatever. So yeah, I mean, like, and I told you this at opening day of baseball season last year. I said, and I hope they enjoy Skeens as a Pirate because he'll be a Yankee by the time we get the next year started. And we already heard this year in the trade deadline that the Yankees pursued Paul Skeens, and
As they should.
and the Yankees hung up the phone because I think Pittsburgh was like, we'll give you Paul Skeens, but we want, I think it was like Ben Rice, Lucas Heel, another pitcher on that rotation. And there was another prospect that they really, really wanted, a catching prospect, I believe, if I'm doing my homework correctly, which I don't think I am and never did. But I know those were two names that were involved. And of course, Yankee fans are like, you can have Volpe.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, no, man, we're good. But again, I think he's the guy that needs to get the hell out of. Come play second base, Volpe, for the Royals. We'd love to have
Yeah,
you.
no, that's the type of guy yeah, it's not.
Get out of New York, man.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
No, it's not.
Because
He was
they put
set
him up as
up.
cheater.
I mean, it really was. I mean, and the other thing with Volpe, too, they gave him number 11. That's the next number that hasn't been retired yet by the New York Yankees. And, you know, the 1 through 10 are retired. They gave him 11, signifying they thought he was going to be him. And it's hard, man. It's like, ask Alex Gordon how it went when they put him at third base and said, go be the next George Brett, right? How'd that work out for Alex? Not great. It's hard to have to go in there and be the next guy who was this superstar. Yeah.
Hey, Cags, here's this 6'6" monster of a kid out of Florida. Should be able to hit, piss missiles out. We saw a few this year. And then you get there and it's like a reality check. And I think, I can only imagine what it's like to be in New York in pinstripes and be like, hey, you're the next Jeter. Or be Alex Gordon and be like, you're the next Brett and you're going to wear number 7.
I mean, it's terrible. Yeah. I mean, the amount of pressure that we put on these guys. Now, the interesting thing,
Because Mantle had it too in the Yankees.
He couldn't handle the pressure in the 1950s and 60s, Dusty. He couldn't handle the pressure in the 50s and 60s. I mean, imagine being a kid from, the middle of Oklahoma going to New York City. I mean, what a...
And you're attractive. You're a beefcake of a kid.
You're that guy. Like,
100%.
I mean, we talk about, like, which athlete you would like to be. Mickey Mantle probably should be the number one on every guy's list. I mean, what he had going on in New York, and, I mean, unbelievable.
Go watch 61.
Yeah.
The Billy Crystal rendition of that 61 season with, I think it's Barry Pepper plays Roger
I think
Maris.
you're right about that.
And then I forget the guy's name who plays Mickey Mantle, but you see him, and he's like in the deep blue or what, I forget what his name is. He's been an actor, gone around for forever, but like that movie kind of shows you the life because Roger Maris, kid from like Missouri, really low. I think he's from
North Dakota,
played for the Cardinals organization.
He did, yep.
Then went to the Yankees. Very
Probably
quiet,
spent time
private,
in Joplin too.
Probably very quiet, calm, cool, collected. And then there's Mickey, where everywhere he goes, like, hey Mickey, here's a cocktail, here's a cigarette, here's all this. So
Here's
back
a
to
woman.
back to the original take of Paul Skeens. Like when you have a player like that in your organization and you don't, that's why, and we can tie this to the Royals. That's why you have to praise sometimes John Sherman, because how many people, honestly, put your hand in the air if you're one of these people that said Bobby Witt Jr. will never sign long-term with the Kansas City
No,
Royals.
I said that on the air.
Vern didn't think he'd get the contract.
Well, because we had never seen it before. And John Sherman needed to sign Bobby Witt to change the mindset of all of us as fans to get out of the Glassian era where they wouldn't sign Michael Wacha back in the day to this now to make us as, like John Sherman, to a certain extent, had to throw it out there, if you will, and let everybody know who he is as the owner of this franchise by signing Bobby Witt. It's a beautiful move. It's a wonderful move by John Sherman. It shows you what he cares about. And anybody who doubts that John wants to go out there and win is an absolute fool, because this organization is doing nothing but trying to go out there and putting the best product on the field to go out there and win. They bust their ass over there to try to win baseball games for us here in Kansas City. And so John's doing great things. The Pirate thing, though, I'm very interested to see what they decide to do pending what the new labor agreement is going to be in Major League Baseball. Because if we get to a point, and again, I think it's pie in the sky to think we're just going to get a salary cap and a salary floor and everything's going to be okay, in Major League Baseball. I don't know that we're going to get to that point, but let's say we do get to that point. Then there's no excuse anymore for the Pittsburgh Pirates to have to trade Paul Skeens to the New York Yankees. Sign him and build your damn franchise around him.
I will also help from the text. Thomas Jane is the guy who played Mickey Mantle. Been in a bunch of stuff as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think when you look at what that situation can lead into, I mean, that's just the Yankees doing what baseball does. I mean, that's fault on both sides. If you hate that it's the Yankees doing this, then you should hate the Pittsburgh Pirates because that's why you want both. This is why you want a cap. This is why you want a floor. If Pittsburgh would actually spend money and make their team better, now they do have, what's his name? Is it O'Neill Cruz?
O'Neill Cruz, yeah.
That's a young star that could possibly be good. Paul Skeens. But you've also got to go acquire people as well. Show me the books, Pittsburgh owners. Show me the books as to why you say you can't spend money because you can.
You can.
And people will show up, and we know that they will because we remember the story of the Paul Skeens bobblehead when they had people all the way down the Pittsburgh Bridge
I mean, that
trying
was
to
insane.
get in.
Yeah.
And good for them. They actually brought back to the people and said, hey, we'll give out more of these. For the people that didn't get it, we didn't know we'd have this outcry of it. Okay, that should have been red flag number one for you as a Pittsburgh ownership to be like, okay, this is for an effing bobblehead of Paul Skeens. Okay, every start he pitches, people show up. Imagine putting stuff around him, kind of like you are going to do with Bobby Witt Jr.
Right.
Probably going to extend Vinny Pasquantino. Probably going to extend Michael Garcia. Where does Bobby Witt Jr. fit? He hits leadoff. Who hits after him? Vinny Pasquantino, Michael Garcia. Those guys around him get better because of the superstar that he is. And when you go ask those guys about Bobby Witt Jr., it's like, it's not even fair. Vinny will be totally open and honest with you. It's like, he's stupid how good he is. That's just Bobby. And then you may not have that personality because Bobby Witt Jr. and Paul Skeens' personalities both the same, both very vanilla. But again, I can only imagine what it's like being one of the greatest athletes in your hometown growing up and being this prodigy that you can end up being. So, it's not like you need Bobby Witt Jr. to be Vinny Pasquantino. That's why Vinny Pasquantino and Bobby Witt Jr. work. You have a mouthpiece and you have the 5-tool set. It goes hand in hand. Paul Skeens goes to New York. Watch that personality bloom a little bit more because if he's in pinstripes with that mustache in that stadium next year when we go to see New York and the Royals play, I don't know if I like seeing that. And I don't think it matters to anybody, but I mean, seeing Skeens and pinstripes is the inevitable that I had called from a while ago that he was going to be there.
You got to get to Paul Skeens this offseason if you're the Pirates and have a real conversation with him and say, look, man, what is it? Is it about the ring or is it about the money? Because if it's about the money, let's get a deal done right now. If it's about the ring, well, we could still get a deal done, but it might be less because we need to use those funds to help you get the ring. And then ownership needs to come out and talk about how they made a real offer to Paul Skeens and put it out there and say, look, we offered Paul Skeens, let's just say, Dusty, for argument's sake, a 10-year, $350 million contract, similar to what Bobby Witt got, right? And we're offering him $35 million a year for the next 10 years. Now, there's no way in hell Paul Skeens is going to take that contract from Pittsburgh, but at least if you're the owners, you have to put that out there that you are willing to go out there and pay Paul Skeens and make him look like the bad guy. Make him look like the bad guy instead of the organization as the bad guy. You got to come out and you got to do an Al Davis with the overhead projector. We offered Paul Skeens this. We offered Paul Skeens that. We told Paul Skeens, and then go through absolutely everything you offered him and put the onus back on him. Say, we're doing everything we possibly can. He just did not want to be a member of your team.
You had mentioned that about earlier, we were talking about, would you trade these guys for these guys?
Yeah.
If you're the Yankees, is everybody and anybody on the block?
It has to be.
For Paul Skeens?
I think so. Like when you're mentioning those names like Ben Rice and Lucas Heel, and I'm like, so? Yes, trade him. I mean, Paul Skeens is a Cy Young Award winner, right? And he's not only a Cy Young Award winner, he's one of the athletes in baseball now that we have been talking about for years of finally getting those athletes that transcend the game, right? That are bigger than the game, that everybody knows who they are. You walk around Spain, people know who Patrick Mahomes is, right? He transcends the NFL. Now, we're not quite to that point yet with baseball in Europe or anything like that, but I want Paul Skeens to be able to walk around. Let's say he goes to Japan, right? And everybody sees Paul Skeens. They're like, that's Paul Skeens. That's the level that he has the ability to be, I think, in baseball. He's the one or 10 guys that we now have in the game that you can truly market. He is bigger than Major League Baseball. People know who he is. People know his girlfriend. He's popular culture right now in the United States. And so Pittsburgh's stupid to try to trade him. They're dumb not to go out there and try to sign him long term. And then the Yankees would be foolish to say, we're not giving up this guy to go get one of the most popular athletes in America today.
Text line says they should lean into it and do a Livy Dunn bobblehead this year. The line would be all the way to Florida.
That would be good.
So you had mentioned it's lucky to have Andy Reid. Explain.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm looking through X as we kind of go about it right now, and you look at the things that are trending, right? Paul Skeens is trending. Brian Daboll also trending because somebody got a picture of him in the snow. Have you seen the picture? You had him walking out of his house, right? Yesterday. And I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking about all these organizations that constantly are in this rut of, coach after coach after coach after coach. And what everybody is looking for is, honest to God, what we have here in Kansas City. If you got all 32 owners in a room together and you said to them, what do you guys want? They would all say, I want to be what the Kansas City Chiefs have right now. And what I mean by that is stability with a great football coach that we are so very fortunate to have. And when this job came open back in 2012, I never thought Andy Reid would be the guy. I figured he'd take some time off after Philadelphia. It didn't end good there. He never was able to get over the hump and win the big one. Thank God I was completely wrong about that. And he came here to Kansas City in 2013. And every time I see a coach fired, I always go back to when the Chiefs hired Andy Reid. And I think about that. And some of the names that were out there, Mike McCoy was another name that I kind of liked at the time, clearly was wrong about that. Bruce Arians was a name that was, kind of being floated around out there. But Andy Reid was the right hire. There's probably not a better fit for a team than Andy Reid is for the Chiefs, than Joe Torre was for the Yankees, that Red Auerbach was for the Red Sox. Certain guys just fit their teams perfectly. We talked about Bill Self at KU being that perfect fit. And so we've got that guy. And he came in 2013. Since then, I'm sure every team that was hiring in that cycle, I think I did the math last year, Dusty, every team that was in that hiring cycle has hired either 3 or 4 coaches since they passed on Andy Reid and he came to Kansas City. The Giants now have had 7 head coaches since they fired Tom Coughlin back in 2015, 10 years ago. In the 10 years since Tom Coughlin, the Giants have had 7 head coaches. They've had 8 head coaches since Andy Reid took over, and they will be on their 9th head coach that the Giants have had since Andy Reid has taken over the Kansas City Chiefs. Think about that. 9 head coaches in the amount of time that Andy Reid has been here in Kansas City. And at times, and it kind of grinds my gears, a little bit, when I still hear people taking what we're watching and witnessing and living right now for granted. And I think if you're one of those folks that gets pissed off because the punter shanked one out of bounds, or you're pissed off in the first quarter and you're not truly enjoying this ride, the Giants are going to be on their 9th head coach since Andy Reid has taken over here in Kansas City. We are living something that is not normal, something that is very special, and something that probably we will never see again, Dusty, in our lifetimes here in Kansas City. Once this Andy Reid era ends, we're back to being a normal football team again.
So you want to know the coaches that were hired in the same year as Andy Reid?
Yeah.
You remember any of them other than Arians?
I'm trying to think of the team. Mike McCoy was hired by San Diego.
That's correct.
Arians was hired by Arizona.
Correct.
Obviously, Chip Kelly in Philadelphia.
Correct.
What other jobs were open? Just give me the
Doug
job.
Marrone.
No, don't give me the name. Just give me the
Buffalo
job.
Bills.
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed Doug Marrone, but
Chicago Bears.
That was the guy with eyeliner who coached in Canada.
Sounds like Vestman.
Mark Trestman.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got the Chargers. Cleveland Browns.
The Browns that
year.
year.
If you get this name, I'll buy you lunch.
Oh, it was the guy who went 0-17 and then jumped into the lake.
Can I guess?
Do you know?
Is it Freddie Kitchens?
It's not.
No, it's he coached the Raiders, I think, too.
Okay, well, let's just think about that one for a little bit. How about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, you already said Doug Marrone, so it could have been him. Oh, was that the hot minute that idiot guy was there?
I mean,
was fired midseason.
So that's Gus Bradley.
No, I was thinking like Urban Meyer.
And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hired a coach.
Lovie
Smith.
Oh.
And the coach for the Cleveland Browns was Rob Chudzinski.
Oh, Rob Chudzinski. Yes, that's right.
You had that
Yes,
one next, didn't you, JT?
That wasn't the guy I was thinking of.
Not at a clue.
Not one of those coaches still in the NFL. Not one of those coaches anything except for maybe Bruce Arians.
And Bruce Arians isn't in the NFL anymore, right?
Right. I mean, he won the Super Bowl with Tampa. He had health issues.
Yeah,
and he's out. Now he's doing stuff with Pat McAfee.
But I'm just trying to find out, like, Bruce Arians, he's not on TV, but with the
imagine
McAfee
where
thing.
this team would have been with anybody outside of Bruce Arians on this team.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Doug Moreau, Mark Trestman, Mike McCoy, Rob Chodinski, Gus Bradley, Lovie Smith, Chip Kelly, no thanks, Andy Reid. You look at that field and you're like, man, Andy Reid, Chiefs nailed it.
I mean, they did. I mean, it's crazy. Go
And
back.
he was on his way to Arizona.
Somebody had a thing the other day on X of all the candidates that the Giants interviewed during this time for their head coach. Not one of the candidates that they interviewed, I don't even think is in the NFL at this point in time, for any of the jobs that they've had open since Andy Reid has taken over as the head coach here in Kansas City. I want to just continue to stress as much as I can to the people out there who are taking this for granted. We don't understand how good we have it until it's gone. Don't be that guy who waits till it's gone and go, damn, I didn't realize how good it was. I didn't enjoy this time because I was complaining about, Chris Jones or Charles Omenihu or whatever it was, and I wasn't focused on the true enjoyment that we've had for the last 12, 13 years under Andy Reid. Why basically every other franchise is out there floundering and flopping around like a dead fish.
I wonder how long it took for Philadelphia fans, once they had Chip Kelly, to be like, oh, son of a gun, we let Andy go? Damn it. Look what he's doing with Alex
They're still
Smith.
talking about Andy out there in Philadelphia.
Of course they are. Somebody says it also helps when you draft the greatest quarterback of all time. Andy Reid didn't have Patrick Mahomes until 2018.
Yeah, he was winning games and going to the playoffs before Patrick Mahomes.
4 years with Alex Smith.
Yeah.
He went to the playoffs 3 of those 4 years.
And was a winning record every year.
The worst year was 9-7. Still is that worst record. It's 9-7.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that year when we hired Andy Reid, I honestly thought we were going to hire Chip Kelly.
Really?
Yeah, that's who I thought we were actually going to hire. Thank God we didn't.
Gotta love Clark Hunt, man. He got on that limousine in that back seat, said, hey, Andy, here's the deal. That check right there, you just fill it out. Here's some burn-ins. Here's some cheesy corn. Here's some barbecue baked beans.
We'll give you a double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be
Here's
honest with you.
Do not go to Arizona. Just think about this. You could have all this, plus wherever you right here, and we'll let you kind of reset the foundation, and we got to get out of this rut that we're in 2020.
I think a lot of the credit, quite honestly, has to go to Mark Donovan for that one, because being in Philadelphia with Andy Reid, I'll throw Rob Alberino into that. Anybody who was in Philadelphia before Andy Reid got here had the ear of Andy Reid, man. Like, you got to come to Kansas City. And you know who else put it over the top? Dick Vermeil put it over the top as well, because Andy called Dick Vermeil and said, what should I do? He goes, you got a chance to go to Kansas City. You go to Kansas City. You don't think about going anywhere else. And so Mark Donovan, Dick Vermeil, all those guys that have that kind of Philly-Kansas City connection all led Andy Reid to Kansas City. And then when he got on that plane, they didn't let him out of the seat, and he missed his flight to Arizona because of what was going on there, with Clark Hunt. And it ended up being, it's the best hire that we've ever seen. I mean, it's been magical, obviously. And you went through all those names. I wonder how many of those guys are even on staffs in the NFL.
You have a love-hate relationship with the text line. I think that's obvious. Somebody says, you're discrediting yourself, Bob. It's all was made possible because of your Lewisburg cider, man.
That started it.
We'll wrap this show up on the other side and get you set up for a Thursday here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Leo Chanel, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. On November 17th, sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses, plus an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM reward points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. Pre-registration is coming soon to Missouri on November 17th. BetMGM, make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sports wagering account 1117. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full licensure.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at Hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Hello, Crushers. It's your host, DJ Divine, telling you that Candy Crush music season is here. Tasty. Conquer levels to mix your own track and win sweet rewards. Divine. Now let's swipe to the next track. Take it away, Thundercat. Candy Crush music season. Play now. From November 3rd to December 7th, selected players level 36+. Terms apply. See in-game. Optional in-game purchases.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Paid for by term provider. Premiums will vary. Plans depend on age, location, and other factors. Visit biglou.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. The Federal Reserve just dropped interest rates again, and that means you can save even more money on your mortgage. If you've been waiting for the right time to refinance, this is it. Our customers are saving hundreds, even thousands every month. What could you do with an extra $1,000 every month? You can also pull cash out of your home's equity to pay off credit cards, do home improvements, or just get ahead. If you refinance now, you can make no payments until next year. And if your loan doesn't close, we'll even pay for your appraisal. But don't wait. Rates can rise again anytime, and they change fast. For today's rate, call Golden Oak Lending now at 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, join my blues.
NMLS number 114937.
Easy Electric on the field. Now, save your worthies giving back off the field. Join them December 15th at the Intercontinental KC for Uncork for a Cause. Wine, food, and football fun, benefiting the Worthy Ones Foundation. Get your tickets now at uncorkkc.com.
So he says, wasn't Dennis Allen the coach of the Oakland Raiders when Andy came to Kansas City? I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Ah, that's a good one. I'm going to look that up.
2013 Oakland Raiders roster. By the way, fantasy people, while Bob looks that up, fantasy people, Brenton Strange, the tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I like Strange.
Who went out for the in the Chiefs game?
Yeah.
He has been cleared, and it is a 21-day practice window. He has been out since October 7th. So for those of you seeking a tight end, maybe you had Gadsden, maybe you had somebody's on a bye this week. Brenton Strange might be a guy to put on your roster.
Here's who the Raiders have had as their coaches since Andy came in.
How much time do we have?
Yeah, right. Dennis Allen was the coach.
Okay.
He was hired in 2012.
Then when did Callahan get there?
Oh, he was there before that.
Okay.
Yeah, Callahan was the guy who led them to their last Super Bowl. Do you know how many coaches they've had since Callahan? Holy crap.
7. Right?
Since Bill Callahan.
Oh, since Callahan. I thought you were talking about since Callahan ended at 13. Since Callahan, when was he there? He was after Gruden?
Dude, the guy was there from 02 to 03. He was there 2 years.
So he was there right after Gruden, when Gruden went to Tampa. So
Right.
he was their Super Bowl coach,
He was their Super
right?
Bowl coach, yep.
So 03 is his last year?
That's right.
Oh, man. Was Arthur Rhodes before him?
Art Shell, you mean?
Or Art Shell was before
Art
him,
Shell
right?
was he was
90s.
he was before and after because he did coach
He came
one
back,
season.
right?
Yes, he
came- okay,
did.
so I knew Art
Oh,
Shell.
yeah.
So Shell, I'm going to say there's been at least 10 coaches hired since the leave of Callahan.
Okay, so Bill Callahan left. Norv Turner, Art Shell, Lane Kiffin, Tom Cable, Hugh Jackson, Dennis Allen, Tony Soprano, Jack Del Rio, John Gruden, Rich Bisaccia, Josh McDaniels, Antonio Pierce, and Pete Carroll.
So 13 or 14.
I lost count.
I think it's 13 or 14.
Yeah. I mean, and
I forgot about that red ass. What were the names again?
Okay, where do you want me to start from? So
start at Gruden.
Okay, so it went from John Gruden to Bill Callahan to Norv Turner to Art Shell to Lane Kiffin to Tom Cable.
That's him, Tom
Cable. He was there 2 years. He was 17 and 27.
Ran the hell out of there.
He
was an ass.
Okay, let me tell you this though. He was 17 and 27.
You'd pay for YouTube TV if that was your cable supplier.
Yeah, it really would. Nobody had more wins than him since. I mean, Jack Del Rio had 25. He was 25 and 23. They never should have fired him. He was there 2 years, and he was 25 and 23. Went to the playoffs. Won a damn playoff game.
He was there, what, in 14 and 15?
15 and 15, 16, 17. So 3 years. And then they got rid of him for Gruden. He won 22 games. So Tom Cable won almost as many games as John Gruden did in his tenure as the Raiders coach.
Now, if you want a fun game, go look at all their quarterbacks they've had.
Oh,
since.
that's, I mean, but the point we're getting at is since Andy Reid was hired in 2012, Dennis Allen hired this, 2012, the year before.
Yeah.
They've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 head coaches since Andy Reid was hired.
And how many have the Chargers and the Broncos had? The Broncos haven't had as many.
Well, the Broncos.
Del Rio was there.
Yeah.
Shanahan, he went, no.
He was before.
Yeah, I knew that. He was way before. Then he went to Washington. The Broncos have probably had 5.
Since
because they had what's his face, the guy we had on at Radio Row that was there for a little bit. He then went to Carolina, and then he went to Chicago.
Fox.
John Fox was there.
Yeah, let's see.
Fox was there during Peyton's run, right?
John Fox was there from 11 to 14.
So he was there for the good years.
Yep. And so then you went to Gary Kubiak, who was there 2 seasons and won a Super Bowl. Vance Joseph, Vic Fangio, Nate Hackett, Jerry Rosberg, and then Sean Payton.
Yeah. And the Chargers have a ton, too.
Yeah.
They had your boy Brandon Staley out there for a while.
My God, that guy sucked. I could have told you that.
I'm calling the defense, John, okay?
Yeah.
We're not going to go into it. I'm calling the defense and fired.
And you're gone. You're not calling anything today, sir. But again, just to kind of wrap that whole thing up, man, I don't think people truly do appreciate what we have going on sometimes with Andy Reid, man.
22 and 4 after the bye?
Just don't, man. We just don't appreciate the greatness that we're living in. Like, we are surrounded right now by arguably the greatest football coach in the history of the NFL and probably the greatest quarterback in the NFL. And there are still people that bitch and moan and complain.
So you want to get really horny? This is from Big Blue Film Room, I assume a Giants podcast, New York Giants and news updates. There is high regard for Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman in the Giants building, per Paul Schwartz.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Because he does not fit the script that you would.
No, he doesn't. But
yeah, but that's a name.
Do you like him?
Of course.
Yeah, you love him, don't you? Wouldn't you hire? I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Like, Marcus Freeman is a badass, man. And I know somebody that knows him personally, and so do you, and I'll tell you who later.
And you know that his recruiting class has been outstanding. It's all former players are like, my sons are going to play for Notre Dame because of Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be insane if he went. Would you rather have Lane Kiffin or Marcus Freeman? Seriously.
Marcus Freeman, I think.
Even though you have the connection of Kiffin and Dart?
Yeah. There's just something about Marcus Freeman. Like, he reminds me of a guy that's going to come in there and you will not have to replace him for 20 years. Like, he's going to have a lockdown on that program. Like Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, Bill Belichick, those type of guys. I just feel that with Marcus Freeman. Look what he's doing at Notre Dame. I know it's Notre Dame. That's a hard job.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to get kids into school.
Right. But he's doing it. I mean, they played the national championship game last year, right? Against Ohio State and lost?
Yeah.
And that was his, second year as the coach?
Yeah. Phew. I mean, he should be an NFL head coach, Dusty. He really should be.
I think it's inevitable. It's kind of like Skeens to the Yankees. It's going to happen.
What about Ryan Day to the NFL? Because somebody had said, I heard that yesterday, I think on ESPN. Somebody said, if he doesn't beat Michigan this year, Ryan Day may be a logical fit.
I don't think he has it.
I don't either.
I think he has it in college because I think he can kind of be that ass to the kids where they can respect it. But I think his gimmick would not work in the NFL.
Marcus Freeman would work in the NFL, though, I think.
Do you think, and I know the text line's going to go crazy because I've been told about it, but what about Dan Lanning? Do you think he can make it NFL?
Ooh. So that's an interesting name, and I know that he's a local guy.
I'm going to say no.
I think he has another step other than Oregon. And I know that sounds like kind of
like you mean
like
like
if Marcus
Alabama?
Freeman goes to the NFL, Notre Dame needs to hire Dan Lanning.
I don't know if you would take Notre Dame over
I think
Oregon.
you'd stay Oregon because of the NIL and all that.
Right.
Now, I know Notre Dame's great too, but I mean, Oregon.
That is true. They do have Nike.
Nike's in that back pocket, man.
That's a big deal.
That's a huge pipeline up there for recruiting as well. But
So if you're not leaving Oregon to go to Notre Dame, then where would he go?
Ohio State.
You think the NIL?
I don't know about Ohio State.
I think he'd have to go to. I think he could go to.
That's
the
a conference move now.
You're right. I think he could go to the NFL after Oregon because of what he's done. But I think that, to me, the guy that would make the jump would be like that Signetti guy for Indiana. He's older.
He's way older. He's an older.
Do you think he would command the respect of adults, though?
I think so. I mean, it might be like the way it happened for Saban and Spurrier when they went to the NFL, thinking they could do it.
Great.
It wasn't terrible for Saban in Miami.
I mean, Saban was 8-8, and that was it.
And he had Dante Culpepper on the decline.
And he wanted out there real fast, though, once he got there. You could tell.
I don't know. I think Dan Lanning would be a good NFL coach.
Can I just say
I would also
something?
love to see Dan Lanning go to Texas if they got away from what's his face, tight pants.
Yeah.
Sarkisian? See, I thought Dan Lanning going to Alabama the next time around.
Alabama's not open right now.
Yeah, I'm saying the next time around it opens.
Well, that guy kind of retreaded what everyone was saying about him at the beginning of the year. They were ready to fire him after week 2.
Yeah, he's a
and
top
now
4
team. He's a 4 team in the college football playoffs. So that's the thing.
Because he wears that black hoodie.
Right? Yeah, no
And
doubt.
Clemson isn't going to be one if that opens. I wouldn't leave Oregon for Clemson.
What about LSU? Maybe I don't know.
What about Kansas? I'm kidding.
Hey, Les Miles.
Local guy.
Les Miles kind of went there. I don't think he remembers going there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Les Miles kind of went there.
The body was there. I don't know. He was.
So he said all of Callahan's teams destroyers. He went to burn down Nebraska football program after the Raiders.
He did. I mean, he's the reason, Nebraska's where they are
And then you saw how the apple didn't fall far from the tree with the sun.
Exactly. I mean, these are just stupid hires by these leagues. No, Marcus.
And gone.
The Dan Lanning one to me is very interesting.
Can he bring that to the NFL?
I think he's, and this is going to sound so weird, but I think he's too animated to be an NFL head coach. There's a lot of and I love the guy.
Duval.
I know.
This is Fescoe and Dusty brought to you.
I guess we're done.
Yeah. Hey, by the way,
wrong one.
So some good luck for you tonight. I just saw this from Twitter 2 hours ago. Today and tonight's Northern Lights could be bigger than last night.
Oh, nice. All right.
Get those cameras ready tonight. We could be in store for another big show. The North Aura glow is lower and the pink is higher. So you might see that
see where
green.
that line was? It's right through Kansas City, man.
Ain't no Toganoxie split on that one. Hey, go do something nice for somebody today. Could change their day, their life, their week, their year. You never know. It's simply cool to care. Coming up next, it's Cody.
Thanks for having
who's
me,
out.
guys.
Absolutely, JT. We appreciate you. JT Noah in the house. Coming back tomorrow is Mac. Prayers out to people in Warrensburg. If you need to know, go look at the news. My prayers and thoughts are with all those people out there today. Go be kind. Go be groovy. Coming up next, it's Gold. It's Drew. And it's Bink. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Isaiah Pacheco, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by